finally riding into the sunset. Welcome to Cincinnati, Ohio, and welcome to an interconference battle between the Dallas Cowboys and the Cincinnati Bengals. With all of those question marks swirling around the Dallas Cowboys, they head to work to take on the Bengals here this afternoon. And welcome to the broadcast booth, everybody. Joe Buck along with my partner Bill Maas. And Bill, I guess coming into the season, these are two teams that everybody thought about this time of year they would be gearing up for the playoffs. Well, the Bengals are eliminated. Mathematical chances are slim and none for the Dallas Cowboys to get there. Bengals flying around playing well. You got Dallas. They don't seem to know where they're headed right now.
You're right. Slim and none, and Slim ate a lot of pizza last night. The Cowboys, the saga gets even a little bit crazier. Today, they're going to play a lot of backup players, primarily on defense. Now, I don't think, Joe, that you can do that. I don't think you can prepare to win a game, which the coaches said that's what they want to do, and play a lot of backup players. It's going to be interesting to see how that unfolds.
So that's the story with the Dallas Cowboys, and when you talk about playing Cincinnati, that's a scary proposition because right now the Bengals seem a little bit rejuvenated. They're playing well on offense.
Rejuvenated because of Boomer Esiason. Right now, he is the best quarterback in the NFL. And he's playing behind a good offensive line that is just now, late in the season, starting to gel together. And the reason they're gelling together is because of the running back, Corey Dillon. Now, this is the same formula that got them to the Super Bowl in '88. Big offensive line, 1,000-yard back, and Boomer Esiason.
You know, the funny thing is with the Dallas Cowboys, whether they're headed to the playoffs or not, this stadium is packed. Another sellout. The Cowboys will play for it, and a lot of Cowboy fans in attendance here today. Get ready. Kickoff coming up after this from your local Fox station.
Continues.
It is a beautiful afternoon on the 14th of December. Beautiful weather, 37 degrees, calm. That's the way we've described the wind. It's almost non-existent. Clear and cool, and a great day for football here in Cincinnati. You wouldn't know that 6 and 8 is meeting 5 and 9. Barry Switzer, Bruce Coslett, these two teams struggling below the 500 mark right now, but this stadium is packed. Here we go. Bengals kick it to the Cowboys, and Pelfrey kicks it to Herschel Walker, short of the 20. Crosses the 35, is knocked down at the 37, and that's where the Cowboys will begin with it. A return of 18 yards by Herschel Walker, and here comes the Dallas Cowboys offense. Led to the field by Troy Aikman at quarterback. He goes to work, and one thing you should know about Troy Aikman, if these guys do not protect him well early, talking about the offensive line, Troy Aikman might be yanked out of this game in favor of a backup. They do not want to get anybody hurt. A look at Ernie Zampese as this Cowboys offense goes to work. 1st and 10. Keep it on the ground with Emmitt Smith. Bad shoulder and all. He crossed the 40, knocked down by Gerald Dixon. A gain of 5. Take a look at the Cincinnati Bengals defense. It is a defense that has struggled under Dick LeBeau. Right now coming in ranked 29th in the league. They play the 3-4 defense, and one of the front three is not there. Dan Wilkinson, he is out with a stinger in his neck and is inactive for today's game. Dick LeBeau under fire here in Cincinnati with this defense, which has not played well this season. On 2nd down, they keep it on the ground. They keep it with Emmitt Smith. He gets to the 45, where it will bring up 3rd down, 3rd and 2.
Joe, one of the things that Dallas wants to accomplish today is they want to play for some pride. They want to play for something left in the season. You know, mathematically, yes, they're still in this playoff picture. But at the end of the season, when you really know how your season is, it's already summed up. You go out and you play for pride now. You go out and you have fun and you try to accomplish something. A lot of times late in the season, big records are always set when the pressure of playing is lifted from teams.
3rd down and a couple, and the Cowboys put it up for the first time today over the middle and caught. A 1st down, Michael Irvin near the Cincinnati 40, where he was brought down by the safety Greg Myers. That was good for 14 yards.
Well, if they're going to attack one area of the Cincinnati defense, it's going to be the secondary. And here's a familiar hookup that we've seen for so long. It's Aikman with time in the pocket, finding Michael Irvin in the middle of the field. Aikman took a little bit of a blow here afterwards. Took a shot, and that's something he suffered through for the most part of this season.
Javon Langford was there, but they're late. A 1st down. Little play action, and Aikman to the sideline, and it's Irvin again with a 1st down inside the Cincinnati 30, where Ashley Ambrose forced him out. That was good for 13.
And if you're going to isolate on somebody for the Cowboys, you have to isolate right there. Michael Irvin. Now, that's not usually the side of the field that Ashley Ambrose was out. Now, they brought him over there on that side to cover Michael Irvin when he went out left. Normally, Ashley Ambrose is on the other side of the field at left corner. He's back down here again.
A first down for Dallas inside the Cincinnati 30. Another throw. And again, it's to Irvin, and this time Ambrose got there in time. Incomplete. Second down and 10.
Ashley Ambrose, you know, when you talk about him as a cover guy, he's no slacker. This guy's a pretty good corner now. Now watch him break on this ball. Times it perfect and just disrupts the reception right there. Timed it just in time as the ball got there to bust the whole thing up. Ashley Ambrose is actually the bright spot of that whole secondary.
Second down and 10 for Dallas. Tight end in motion, this time on the ground. It's Emmett again. Trying to bounce it outside. Has a little room. He's forced out of bounds after he got a nice pickup of 6, where it will bring up 3rd and 4, forced out by Greg Myers.
And the Cowboys marched down the field. Now, they had that short kickoff. Herschel got it at not quite the 20-yard line. It had a 10, 12-yard return. And now they're marching the ball down the field. And all season long, Joe, this Cowboys offense has not been able to score a touchdown on their opening drive. That's something they haven't been able to do because of the offensive struggles that they've gone through this year. They've had some field goals on the opening drive, but they've never been able to just march down and put it in the end zone like the Cowboys could 3 years ago.
3rd down and 4. Aikman the throw to Irvin. He had slipped. He gets up to make the first down catch inside the Cincinnati 15. This time working on Tito Paul, and a gain of 9. That's 3 catches for Irvin. He had only 2 all of last week.
Here he is right here, Irvin. It's the same thing. It's an out. Now watch. He's going to slip right about here on his break. Watch him slip down, regains his balance, and look at the concentration there. And Irvin, really, you talk about the Cowboys team, you can point to a lot of areas. People have talked about the coaches. People have talked about players not playing well. But that guy has always played. We saw him last week in that blowout. He was still fighting at the end of the game.
First down and 10 for the Cowboys, who have marched right down the field. They hand it to Herschel Walker, the up back. Pushes the pile forward to the 11. He got 2. 2nd and 8 coming up. You talk about struggling. You talk about the Dallas Cowboys struggling, Bill, inside the red zone. Here's a team worse in the league. Only 15 touchdowns with 47 trips inside the opponent's red zone.
Well, it's all correlated to the fact that they can't run the ball as effectively as they used to. And it goes back to the offensive line. Now they have 2 guards in there, John Flannery, and George Hageman is filling in for Newton. And that's a lot of the problem. And then they lost a center this year. They had to go with a new young center, Clay Shiver. And when you don't get that push, your running back can't score in the red zone.
9th play of the drive. The throw. Wow, what a hit from the safety, Sam Shade. He leveled Anthony Miller after he made the reception. Good for 5, and a 3rd down coming up.
Boy, he did. He came out and laid a lick on him. Now watch the time Irvin had. Dick LeBeau's defense has really struggled this year. Nice hit by Shade, way to close on the ball. But LeBeau's defense has struggled this year. Now they brought him over from the Steelers to put in this zone blitz kind of scheme that everybody has now. Carolina did, Pittsburgh did. They brought Dick LeBeau over here to do this, but it really hasn't caught on. These guys have not captured the concept and really been ineffective all year.
3rd down and 3 for the Cowboys, opening drive of the day. Aikman plenty of time back of the end zone. He threw it away. Anthony Miller the closest to it, defended by Tito Paul. And while the Cowboys got close, they'll have to settle for a field goal try.
Another field goal. Once again, they get down there, they march down the field, they get in the red zone, and they come away without a touchdown. Now they've been in the red zone a lot, like you said, but when you get in the red zone, it's the touchdown percentage that you have to look at. Those 4 points make a huge difference, not only in the outcome of a game, but in the Cowboys' case, the outcome of your whole season.
This guy's been about as big an MVP as the Dallas Cowboys have had. Richie Cunningham, who will try 23, 24-yard field goal, and he is good as he has been most of the year. He's missed only 2 this season. That's his 34th in 1997. Dallas out in front early by 3.
NFL Sunday is brought to you by Sierra by GMC, putting you comfortably in command. By Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of the Super Bowl. by the irresistible taste that makes you say, did somebody say McDonald's? And by Frost Brewed Coors Light, who reminds you the three most important words are, hey, beer, man.
Cincinnati, Ohio, as we get ready for the Cowboys to kick it to the Bengals, who will have it for the first time today. Toby Goen, who's also the punter, will kick it off for the Dallas Cowboys, with James Hunden and Eric Bieniemy waiting deep for the Bengals. Bieniemy from the 5. Eric Bieniemy gets to the 25, where he has knocked down a return of 19 yards. And from the 25, that's where Boomer Esiason and the Cincinnati Bengals take over offensively, down by 3. It is the longest current streak in the National Football League as the Dallas Cowboys play before their 128th consecutive sellout. This is only the second sellout for the Bengals at home this season, a game that sold out way back in August. And the Cowboys have a 3-point lead. First and 10 from their own 25 as that high-flying Bengal offense goes to work. Boomer Esiason will start with a throw. Steps up over the middle and dropped by Darnay Scott. Right in his numbers and dropped down the middle of the field. Darnay Scott is part of this Cincinnati offense. As we introduce this offense to you, Boomer Esiason, he makes his 4th start of the season, and as he did last year while with Arizona, he is red hot at the end of the year. Kevin Sargent, a big addition to this offensive line, one of the reasons why it's working now. And you have Milne and Corey Dillon in the backfield. We'll talk a lot about Dillon this afternoon. Ken Anderson, former quarterback here in Cincinnati, is the offensive coordinator. Second and 10 from the 25. And a delayed handoff to Dillon. They love him here in Cincinnati. He pushes the pile to the 29. A gain of 4, where he was met by Leon Lett.
Yeah, Lett's playing good ever since he came back. He looks like he's in the best shape of his life. This little play here that Cincinnati wants. Watch Willie Anderson. They pull the tackle here. This is a counter play, and they pull this big body. Now look at the size of the hole. He gets his big body on the linebacker, and that's just no match. And they put that play in specifically for Kajana Carter. It's a play they saw while watching film of Penn State with Kajana Carter, and they kept it in, and it works well.
Blitz coming, and Esiason throws incomplete. Beautifully defended by Darren Woodson as he was working on the tight end Battaglia. 3 and out for the Cincinnati Bengals with their first possession of the day. And Woodson is banged up. He's got all kinds of problems, an ankle, a shoulder. He was iffy to start this game, and I think his first test, he goes limping off to the sideline.
But that was a nice break, though, to bust that whole thing up. And it's been a while since the Bengals, since Boomer's been on a roll here, have gone 3 and out offensively.
Lee Johnson to punt it away for Cincinnati with Stepford Williams waiting deep. A beautiful punt. And Williams will let it bounce. Look at this punt.
What a mess.
He tapped it, I believe, and it's a scramble for the ball. It belongs to Dallas, but way back at the Cowboy 5.
Yeah, he touched it on the sidelines right before he thought it was going to go out of bounds. And it never did go out of bounds. It took a bounce down the sidelines, and he tried to go down there and get it.
A 66-yard punt. And you can see there's no doubt Williams touched it. A good thing for the Cowboys. He fell on it. Cowboys have it at their own 5.
There's one thing you want to talk about when you talk about the Cowboys is you talk about the mistakes, the little things, the discipline. Right there it was touched. And it should have been caught or just let it roll, one of the two. But either way, they're backed up deep in their own territory.
Starting at their own 5, second possession, it's Emmitt Smith, and he is drilled across the 5. He got only 1. 2nd and 9 coming up. Javon Langford getting high fives. He may have been the one that knifed in there and smoked Emmitt Smith.
Yeah, and I'm surprised to see, first of all, Emmitt playing, and secondly, he's running very hard. Now, if you saw the game last week where he just kind of extended his arm a little bit, that thing was so sore, his shoulder, that he had to come out just trying to make a block. He really looked untouched. And these few runs that he's had, he's been running up in there hard and getting hit hard.
2nd down and 9. From his end zone, Aikman lets it go. Far sideline, Michael Irvin. Another catch across the 20, short of the 25, good for 14. That's his 4th catch already.
And I think for the most part, Joe, you'll be able to see this all day long. And that's the protection aspect of this, because Cincinnati hasn't been able to get a rush. And then you get Wilkerson out and Brenton Buckner's here. And look at that pocket. And if Troy Aikman has time, he'll be able to find his receivers. And he's been already having a good time finding Irvin, but that's been the problem all year is he hasn't had the time back there.
Aikman has started out 5 for 7. Here's Emmitt Smith, gets into the secondary, crosses the 30. He's about a yard short of a first down. Corey Sawyer there to help bring him down, and a good start for that offensive line of the Dallas Cowboys.
Well, they're going over to Larry Allen now for 2 reasons. One, Larry Allen is a heck of a player. And they moved him out to tackle last week, and he played unbelievable there for a big guard playing at left tackle. Left tackle is a whole different situation. And secondly, they're attacking where Dan Wilkinson was. He's not playing today, and they're going at that side.
And movement up front. I believe Kimo van Olhoffen.
He did that better than I could.
He jumped before the snap.
Encroachment, number 67 of the defense, 5 yards, first down.
So that will give the Dallas Cowboys a first down out across their own 30.
You know, when anybody jumps offside on defense, the coach gets mad. But when the nose tackle jumps offside on defense, the whole stadium gets mad. The thing is right there in front of you.
The thing meaning the ball.
Yeah, you can't get, you're the closest guy to the ball, and you jump off sides on a hard count. You really have no excuse for it. I know.
Quick snap count, the toss to Emmitt Smith, running right, breaking tackles. He gets to the 45 and a yard short of another first down. We go for a McDonald's game break. A Philadelphia Eagle update. JB is in Hollywood.
Joe, 2 teams still with playoff hopes, Eagles and the Falcons. Eagles strike first, capping an 89-yard drive, game-opening drive. That touchdown pass to Michael Timpson. Eagles on top, 7-0. Back to Joe Buck and Bill Maas.
Thank you, James Brown. After that gain of 9, Emmitt Smith is now exactly at 1,000 yards for the season, his 7th 1,000-yard season. And it's 2nd down and 1 for the Cowboys, who lead by 3. From the 45. They air it out downfield. Anthony Miller overthrown. Corey Sawyer there defending, and Anthony Miller was overthrown as the Cowboys took a shot with 2nd and 1.
You know, Anthony Miller is the speed guy. But right in here, it doesn't look like he's using all his speed. Watch it. Right in here, he kind of looks back at the quarterback and he kind of slows down right in there. Then he picks it up and turns on his jet. If he ran that route like Troy Aikman thought he was capable of running that route, that ball was thrown correctly.
He was still faster than your telestrating now.
I couldn't keep up with him.
3rd down and 1. Bengals bring the blitz, no flag, and we'll see where they mark the ball as Sam Shade is there to make the stop. Sherman Williams got the carry, and we'll see where they put the ball down. It is enough for a Dallas first down. He needed 1. He got 2.
You know, the old Cowboys used to play a chess game with the strong safety. Watch him come up and fill this. And that's when you get your 8th man up, and he comes up. And the old Cowboys used to be good enough, talent-wise, that they just play that game. 7 men up, we're good enough to run on you. 8 man up, we're good enough to pass on you. They haven't been able to accomplish that little chess game this year.
First down for the Cowboys, and they have an end around. Anthony Miller, the speed guy, broke 1 tackle and nicely played as Miller crossed midfield. Anthony got 6, and it was Ricardo McDonald who was there to make the stop, and he gets up slowly after the tackle. If you're just joining us, the Dallas Cowboys took the opening kickoff, went down the field, and settled for a Richie Cunningham field goal, his 34th of the season. Now after 3 and out by the Cincinnati Bengals, here are the Cowboys again in Bengal territory, and right now facing 2nd down and 4. Aikman the throw to Irvin, tipped and incomplete, no penalty flags, and again well covered by Ashley Ambrose.
Yeah, that's real good coverage by Ambrose. That's the slant pattern. Right here, Irvin going to come up and take the slant right in there. Now watch Ambrose play this. Look at the footwork. Look at his body weight over his feet. And just as Irvin broke, Ambrose broke. And that's that whole thing. With cornerbacks, it's all where your feet are and the body, how you can control your body weight over top of your feet to be able to break when the receiver does, and that's why the coverage was so tight.
Cowboys are already 3 for 4 on 3rd down. Facing 3rd and 4. Nobody in the backfield. Quick slant. Irvin. First down inside the Cincinnati 40. They've been working Irvin all day, and Sam Shade was there late. A gain of 10, and that's catch number 5.
Well, they got the mismatch. They got the matchup they wanted. But the first thing they did was they got the protection. Watch Larry Allen out here. That's John Copeland trying to move and getting rocked. I mean, when that happens to you, when you bring your best stuff and you bring your move into an offensive lineman and he stays there sound and just extends his arms and you go down, you're in for a long day.
That's why Allen, who has been a guard but now is a left tackle, the Cowboys, and Troy Aikman told us he'll be there for 10 years.
Yeah, that's his position.
1st and 10 for Dallas. Deep drop for Aikman to the end zone. Irvin jump ball, and it is incomplete. Ambrose was back there for Cincinnati, and he had help from the safety Greg Myers.
You know, the Cowboys still have their 3. And we've seen them for the most part of this game so far in the fact that their offense has been on the field most. The time possession is right now with the Cowboys. They've been out there offensively all day, and they still got their guys. You still have Aikman, a healthy Emmitt Smith, and Michael Irvin, and you can do the things you want to do. And if you've seen now, when Troy has had an option to throw to the underneath, he's been going deep. He's been throwing the ball deep, taking his shots.
Emmitt Smith tries the right side, picks his way inside the 30, and is tripped up as he was about to break it. Sam Shade will give him the tackle, and Emmitt Smith was brought down at the Cincinnati 22.
Yeah, and I talk about those 3, Joe, and it's one of them right there, Smith. Watch him behind the fullback Arthur. Watch him. He knows when to cut. He still has it. He still runs low with his pads heading forward, and when he's healthy, he's still as good as there is.
And you say when he's healthy as we watch Emmitt Smith getting up.
It's that left shoulder bothering him.
That left shoulder still bothering him. He gets more work. And on 1st down, he got maybe a yard as Kimo von Oelhoffen going to make the tackle.
Cowboys close into that area where they struggle so much. And I think that's why you've seen Aikman take the shots. When they cross the 50-yard line, he wants to take those shots deep. He wants to see if he can score from further out on the field because of the offense, how it bogs down inside here when they get to the short field.
2nd down and 9. I think the Dallas Cowboys are winning the time of possession war, as the Cowboys have had it just about this entire quarter. The defense jumped too quickly, might be a free play, and the completion to Anthony Miller.
Yeah, that was John Copeland, 92. He jumped off sides early, but
it's 1st down yardage anyway at the Cincinnati 11.
You get 10 either way here.
And there's the 1st down for the Cowboys, and now we again will chart their progress in the red zone.
It's offsides on the defense. That penalty is declined. Result of the play, 1st down.
He called it on the nose tackle again.
Well, he called it on the nose tackle, but it actually isn't. The nose tackle's here. John Copeland's the guy that jumps. He's the defensive end playing over the guard.
So Copeland is guilty. Free play, and Troy Aikman and the Cowboys took advantage of it. The 10-yard completion to Miller, and now 1st down at the Cincinnati 12. Back to the air, back to Irvin. Made the catch at the 5, and he's knocked down at the 3 by Ricardo McDonald. That was good for 9, and that's 6 catches already for Michael Irvin.
You see a lot of this stuff too this year, especially. I've seen a lot of it. Is this route here, when you get 2 to the side and you get 1 that clears, that's going to be 83 Miller. He's going to clear, and then Irvin's going to follow him and stop and break it off underneath. So you get the guys deep, and then you break off behind him underneath.
15th play of the drive coming up on 2nd down and 1. Sherman Williams, touchdown Dallas Cowboys, and that was easy.
That looks like something we saw 3 years ago.
And if you wondered about the Dallas Cowboys coming in without much left to play for, and if you wondered if they would step up and play this Cincinnati Bengals team who have been so hot lately, play them tough, well, I think the early indications are they are going to play well and tough here today.
Well, how about that drive? 95-yard drive. 15 plays. They just marched it down the field on them, did whatever they wanted to.
Richie Cunningham's been perfect on point after touchdowns, and here's number 21 on the year. And just like that, the Dallas Cowboys are out in front by 10, hanging on by a thread with a mathematical chance for the playoffs. They lead by 10.
Doesn't matter
bad
when.
man.
He's a bad man. Watch number 73 in his second week at tackle. First come down on Preston Buckner, then come over and pick up Steve Tovar, the linebacker. 2 blocks. Why does this touchdown look easy? Because you're running behind Larry Allen. That's a heck of a job.
Sherman Williams does the shake in the end zone after Larry Allen, who is headed to his 3rd Pro Bowl.
He shakes too. When you're 340, you're going to shake a little bit.
He shakes a little. 4th year in the league. He's headed to his 3rd Pro Bowl, and the Bengals down by 10. Watch Eric Bieniemy take it and get to the 30. Maybe just beyond the 30, and that's where the Cincinnati Bengals, who have taken only 3 plays on offense, head to work. Coming up next, our Fox NFL Sunday doubleheader continues with a rematch of last year's NFC Championship game as the playoff-bound Green Bay Packers head to Carolina to clash with the Panthers, or some of you will see the Cardinals taking on the Saints. It's a must-win for Carolina as they try to get to the playoffs.
They want revenge on that one, Joe.
They do want revenge as Cincinnati hands it to Corey Dillon. Cuts back, got a couple, where he was met by Leon Lett, who's been busy in the few plays the Bengals have made offensively. And it was Dillon, good for 3. And as I promo the second half of our doubleheader, I need to tell those of you in Cincinnati and those of you in New Orleans, forget what I said. This is the only game you get.
I don't understand all those rules.
I know you don't. 2nd down and 7. Esiason to put it up, has protection, steps up, fires high, incomplete through the hands of Darnay Scott, and now a late penalty flag comes in. Brock Marion pleads his case, and you talk about a late flag. It came sailing after that play was over.
You know, one of the reasons that Boomer's had the success that he's had everywhere he's been is because he's not a scrambling type, but he does just enough. Watch the blitz, and then watch him buy just enough time, just by a little shuffle and stepping up right there. That's not a scrambling type guy, but he knows that little area where he can buy his receivers time.
Penalty flag came in late, and the officials are still talking it over. You wonder if it's pass interference or if it's a personal foul on an unnecessary roughness hit or a late hit or what have you, but we'll find out momentarily from Jerry Austin.
I didn't see a pass interference.
On the play, there's a question as to whether or not the receiver was hit in the head. After determining he was not, there is no foul on the play.
So now both teams will head back to the original line of scrimmage, where it will be 3rd and 7.
Right. Well, that's a clean hit. That's a clean hit. He didn't lower his head. That was his shoulder he hit him with. That was his shoulder he hit him with. That they're looking for, though, as he got rocked. He got rocked, and the official thought that Woodson might have lowered his helmet when he made the collision.
Good non-call, and now 3rd and 7 for the Bengals. They bring a blitz again. It's Bates from the backside. Esiason gets rid of him, airs it out downfield, and caught. Hundon inside the 10, fumbles into the end zone, and it will be out of the end zone. Hundon just fumbled out of the end zone. And now we have another discussion down in the Dallas Cowboys end zone, where the Cowboys believe they will take over. Esiason stepped up and got around Bates.
That creates a touchback for the defensive team. 1st and 10, Dallas.
That's the correct rule.
It was the effort by Kevin Mathis at the end of the play to wrest the ball out of the arms of Hundon, and as he fumbled into the end zone, could not regain control out of the back of the end zone. That means Dallas will take over at their own 20.
where he fumbled. See, if it didn't go out of bounds, it stayed in bounds, and it goes out of the back of the end zone with the offensive team having possession, then that's a touchback. That's a correct call by the officials. Does a nice job. What was even a better job was Mathis and Smith. Kevin Smith were coming all the way down the field to knock that thing out.
Boomer Esiason stepped up, got away from Bill Bates on the blitz. Made a perfect throw to Hundon, and he could just not hang on, headed into the end zone.
The young receiver just learned a lesson.
And now from their own 20, the Cowboys leading by 10, hand to Emmitt Smith. He gets to the 25.
They ran right over the left guard, George Hageman, who's filling in for Nate Newton.
We are at the end of the first quarter. The Cowboys are out in front by 10. They have the ball as we begin the second quarter in a moment in Cincinnati. Dallas has the ball in a 10-point lead. Joe Buck and Bill Maas with you. And Bill, a bit of a surprise to this start. I mean, Cincinnati, they've been playing well. They've got the high-flying Dallas Cowboys in here. And granted, the Cowboys are under 500, but everybody gets up for them. But it's Dallas in here taking control of this game early.
Yeah, it looks like the old Cowboys that we're used to seeing a couple of years ago, Joe, and they're doing it with the offensive line and the running game. It's opening up some passing things outside, time of possession. And actually, I think that the Dallas Cowboys front is just outmanning Cincinnati's defense.
I know that you believe that the Dallas Cowboys still aren't that far away offensively from what they once were, but it starts with that offensive line.
That's
and
exactly.
the two guard
You
spot.
give them an offensive line, they're every bit as good as they were 3 years ago.
Second down and 4. And it's Emmitt Smith again. He's been busy, tries to bounce it outside. He does, and he has enough. Now they mark him short of a first down at the 29. It looked like he got enough, but they say he went out of bounds a yard short of a first down. Corey Sawyer was there to force him out.
Joe, I say that and I expound on it by saying the defense is as good as it was. Not so much the marquee name players, but they're still ranked number 2 in the NFL. So they have that defense that was as good as it was when they were in the Super Bowls. It's just the offense. And where does it start? It starts with those guys up front.
So now third down and 1. Dallas from its own 29. The toss to Emmitt Smith. Looking for room to run, lowers his head and gets the first down outside the Dallas 30.
One of the guys they want to take a look at and see how he's going to be in the future is the fullback number 45, Sualu. You know, because they're not really sure what's going to happen with Darryl Johnson. With that injury, they're not sure if they're going to get him back. They're not sure what's going to happen in the future. And he made a nice block on that play, and they have to look to see what they have at that position for the future.
And now a first down at their own 32 for the Cowboys to the far sideline and over the head of Michael Irvin. And we can see what the situation is with Irvin. Every time Irvin is thrown to, it's Ashley Ambrose now close to him. Ambrose is locked up with Irvin here this afternoon.
Yeah, and you know, that's fine because a lot of teams do that. That's fine to put your best cover guy on their best receiver. He gets a nice jam at the line of scrimmage and runs step for step. Nice break. As soon as Irvin stops, Ashley stops. But now you have to look at the other side of the field. There's a reason you brought Anthony Miller to this team. Let's see how they match up against Corey Sawyer and Tito Paul.
Here's Sherman Williams. Good play by James Francis as he came up from the linebacker spot to make the hit and the tackle. A gain of only 2 and a 3rd and 8.
I like Francis. I like the way he plays the game. He's been doing it for a long time. This guy gives a lot of effort, and I think he's the best player on this defense. You see the way he got off the block there? Used his hands well. I mean, he's given up a lot of weight outside when you play those big tackles. He used his hands, shed his block, and made the play.
Dallas now looking at a 3rd and 8. 5 out of 6 on 3rd downs this afternoon. Showing blitz, and here come the Bengals. Aikman just dumps it off. And they throw the penalty flag. Sam Shade with his palms to the sky, wondering if he's just been called. He hasn't. It's intentional grounding. I think the first thought for every defender when they peel their way off a quarterback and you see a flag is that it's going to be a late hit.
If you hit the quarterback and they throw the flag, 9 out of 10 times it's going to be on the defense. But watch, there's no receivers over here at all.
Number 8 of the offense, 10 yards, loss of down, 4th down.
Still well within the tackles, and he fired it to a dead area of the defense, the intentional grounding, and now the Dallas Cowboys will have to punt it away. Here's Toby going.
Where's he going?
Goen is going to punt it to Greg Myers, who waits back for Cincinnati at the Bengal 30. Ugly punt, and Myers on the move makes the fair catch. Cincinnati will start with it. Great field position for the Bengals. Esiason and crew back to work. Cincinnati down by 10.
NFL Sunday is brought to you by Mazda. Come see what happens when a car company has more engineers and fewer accountants. Mazda. By Timex Ironman Triathlon with all-day Indiglo. It takes a licking and keeps on cooking. By Head & Shoulders, because great hair can't have flakes. And by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of the Super Bowl.
Welcome back to Cincinnati. On first down, it's Corey Dillon. He gets away from Leon Lett. A penalty flag on the play. And as Dillon was brought down at the 40, we'll check the flag.
Joe, I'm telling you, you got to see what Leon Lett just did.
Personal foul. Tackling by the face mask. Number 78 of the defense.
He just tackled by the face.
Yeah, he did that, but I don't even care about that. That was an unbelievable play by Lett. He lined up over the center, took him, jacked him up, threw him down to the ground, and just ran up down the line and made the play. Now, in the process of making the play, he stretched out and got some handful of cage there, but athletically, it was unbelievable.
Well, with the no huddle, or the sugar huddle, as it used to be called here with Sam Weiss and Boomer Esiason, it's a first down for the Bengals, and they come right to the line of scrimmage inside the Dallas 45. And they hand to Corey Dillon. Over the right side, Dillon is met at the 40. He falls inside the 40 to the 38, where he was hit by Kevin Smith, a gain of 5.
You know, you talk about that no huddle or that fast huddle offense.
Sugar huddle.
Sure, yeah, that's whatever you like to call it, that name you have for it. But what it is it's a quick read. It's a quick movement. It taxes the defense. It puts pressure on them to try to keep up with the pace of the game of you. Also, just allowed for substitutions off the sidelines.
Second down and 5. Dillon again over the left side, forcing his way inside the 35, a yard short of a first down. We go for a McDonald's game break. He's been working 2 days in a row. It's JB in Hollywood.
Don't we know it, Joe and Bill? Take a look at Minnesota. Detroit wanted them to run. They oblige. Robert Smith takes it to pay dirt. Minnesota and Detroit all tied. Of course, a Detroit victory hurts Dallas. Back to Joe Buck and Bill Maas.
Yeah, the playoff scenario, JB, and everybody for the Dallas Cowboys is ugly. Talk about a combination that you need to get there. Dillon breaks a tackle, has a first down. Woodson knocks him out of bounds inside the Dallas 25. He got 12, and Corey Dillon is back rolling again.
Well, he got 12. He shouldn't have got 1. Kevin Smith missed the tackle out here. He takes this. He bounces outside. Here comes Kevin Smith up to wrap up. Right there, he missed him. Should have been a loss of 1. Corey Dillon, everybody wants to compare him to Ickey Woods or something like that. Corey Dillon is his own back. He runs tall, he runs strong, and he runs over people.
And he runs with the football inside the 20, where he is hit hard. He got 4, second down and 6 coming up. The middle linebacker, Vincent Smith, in the middle of it for Dallas.
And what I mean by running tall is watch the way he comes through the line of scrimmage. A lot of backs have to lean forward, lower their shoulder pads. He comes through here standing straight up and down. Look, he's straight up and down, and then he lowers at the point of impact. And we were talking to him yesterday. He says, yeah, I like to take it to the defenders. He was a former free safety and remembers what it was like to hit somebody.
He needs 27 yards for 1,000 for the year. Esiason cannot get away. Sacked by Vincent Smith.
Vincent Smith, middle linebacker, he's getting his start today. As an experiment they wanted to look at. They're looking for players for next year to play middle linebacker. Not that Freddie Strickland hasn't been effective. Here he is right here, and he's going to come on this blitz. But they just like this speed, a little bit more speed in there. And they run the blitz, and the back wasn't there to pick him up, and he wraps up Boomer and throws him down. But they're looking towards the future, what they have to do. The linebacker situation is really up in the air, except for Dexter Coakley.
Now 3rd and 13. Esiason, plenty of time. Hundon overthrown. Esiason overthrew James Hunden. Kevin Mathis, the cornerback, was there for the Cowboys. And on the quick count, Boomer Esiason comes up with the incompletion.
Yeah, watch. You walk right up, and look, nobody's really set, and the ball snapped. And I remember, you know, you play against Boomer, he's a master of that. He tells you what he wants in the huddle, and he gets the whole offense working for him.
Here is Doug Pelfrey. He will try a 42-yarder. And get it. Doug Pelfrey is good from 42, his 11th of the season, and the Bengals are on the board, down by 7, second quarter, about to kick it back to the Cowboys. As you look at that NFC playoff picture, already clinched their division. San Francisco, Green Bay, and the Giants did it yesterday. Congratulations to Jim Fossil and the New York Giants. The wild card chase. Tampa Bay, they are out in front in that race right now, down by 3 as they play up at the Jets. At the bottom of the list of the teams that need help. Cowboys, one of those teams, and they need a lot of help to get to the playoffs. Ooh, very short kick by Pelfrey, and on the move, Herschel Walker crosses the 30 and is knocked down at the 33, a return of 11. And the crowd boos the efforts of Pelfrey on that kickoff. Cowboys lead by 7, and a first down for Dallas.
Why can't you tell us about it?
So controversial. Can't. Aikman to the sideline and caught, now dropped. And I believe the official, the back judge, came in and ruled it a catch by Anthony Miller. The back judge came streaking in, and even though Miller dropped it over on the sideline, they've ruled it a catch.
And that's what I was saying earlier. I mean, you brought Anthony Miller in here, and you're going at Irving. Get the ball out here. Watch possession. Now watch the feet. 1, 2. Yeah, he's in. He's got it.
Oh, sure.
What they were looking back at, what the official saw was that ball pop up as he stepped out of bounds. Didn't know if he had possession.
First down for Dallas, and they hand to Sherman Williams over the left side. Francis was there. And the tackle made by Francis. Copeland. Andre Purvis is getting a chance. He was there first for the Cincinnati Bengals.
Yeah, Andre Purvis actually comes down the line behind the blocking. Here's the blocking out in front. Now here's Purvis. He comes back from behind and makes that play. Flopping around on the ground a little bit, but he changed the direction of that play. Didn't actually make the tackle, but caused the tackle.
That's a good cover-up. Second down and 9. After a gain of 1, and we've seen Sherman Williams now in the backfield. Emmitt Smith at the bulk of the work in the first quarter. That's the tight end LaFleur. Short of midfield, short of a first down by plenty. He got only 4, and a 3rd and 5 coming up.
That's an area I think they want to see develop too. I mean, if you talk about the tight end position and the loss of Jay Novacek, you're talking about this year no touchdowns out of this position. Now, I'm not just talking about LaFleur, because Bjornsson was there too. Bjornsson had a lot of catches, but these guys don't have any touchdowns amongst them. Galbraith, LaFleur, Bjornsson. And I think that's an area they want to see develop. And develop, I mean David LaFleur. That's a rookie. They want to see what he can do. He has the size. He has to learn how to use it. He's in the backfield right now.
Bengals may have jumped early. The pass is complete. Now dropped by Irvin and recovered by Cincinnati. And now they've ruled it incomplete. One official came over, ruled the play incomplete, but a penalty flag at the beginning of the play, likely to be against Cincinnati. Bringing the blitz, they may have jumped too soon. And it is against the Bengals.
Offsides, number 92 of the defense, 5 yards. The result of the play is a first down.
Yeah, they got Copeland again. Here's Copeland. He right before that, you see, he had to pull back. He lined up inside the neutral zone. He rocked forward.
And after it was 3rd and 5, then the incompletion. The 5 yards gives Dallas a first down, and they are at the Cincinnati 46.
Joe, you know, we talked about Bjornsson lined up in the backfield. You know, one of the areas of problems for the Cowboys has been picking up that blitz. Now they put that big body back there to help up there and to shore up protection.
Hand off to Sherman Williams over the left side. Williams got 4, and a 2nd and 6 coming up as Brenson Buckner was there to make the stop.
Because Darryl Johnson, since he's left, they've had to find all different kinds of lead blockers. Here, they take Scotty Galbraith, the tight end, and watch, they put him in the position to be the lead blocker. Actually, Sherman just should have followed him. You know, sometimes as a young back, that's what you have to learn is how to follow your blocks and when not to pull off them. Looked to me right there as if he should have followed him. But the story actually being Dallas needs a blocking fullback, and they haven't really had it since Darryl Johnson left.
Cowboys have rushed for 82 yards already today. Aikman down the far sideline and through the arms of Michael Irvin. And again, it's Ambrose there for Cincinnati.
Right off his fingertips.
That'll bring up a 3rd and 6 for Dallas. The numbers for Troy Aikman with 7:04 left in this first half.
He's having a vision. Either that or he just can't believe it.
It just fell off his fingertips.
I can't believe I left my sunglasses in the locker room. 3rd down and 6. Quick throw and incomplete. Ambrose had his arm around the back of Williams.
I cannot believe they did not throw a flag on that.
Stepford Williams and Troy Aikman
Looked like
saying
he
the
spun
same
him
thing
around.
you are.
Looked like they just grabbed him and spun him right off the ball. And Aikman went over to the official and let him know about it. Watch right in the picture. He spins him. He spun him around. He spun his body around so he couldn't catch it.
So the incompletion, and now time to punt. Again, it's Greg Myers waiting deep for Cincinnati. Toby going. High hanging punt, and Myers will let it bounce. And it's down by Bill Bates inside the Cincinnati 10. Time now for our Aflac trivia question. 4 Bengals have been chosen Rookie of the Year. Can you name them? We will when we come back to Cincinnati. Welcome back to Cincinnati, where the Bengals find themselves down by a score of 10-3 with 6:50 remaining in the first half. Starting from their own 9. Play action pass over the middle of the field and caught. That's Scott. Darnay Scott gets a first down across the Cincinnati 30, and it was one of the backup corners, Wendell Davis, there for Dallas.
Watch, he's on the right side. Now what? One of the things that Cincinnati does is run these crossing patterns. All the way across the field, they take Darnay Scott. And that's tough for Wendell Davis or any corner to run with that long. And when your quarterback runs a bootleg out to buy more time, it's tough to stay in cover.
Quick snap count on first down out of the backfield. Dillon, the one-handed catch and forced out of bounds at the 36. It was Randall Godfrey there for Dallas. A gain of 3.
And that's really where Boomer has been effective. Boomer is effective in the middle of the field. He sees things in the middle of the field. He has his read progression, Joe, and then he always comes right back to the middle of the field. And since he's been in, the tight ends numbers have come up too, because they're always around the middle of the field.
Kevin Smith, the starting left corner, is out of the lineup for Dallas. Again, it's Wendell Davis out there for the Cowboys. 2nd down and 7. Delayed handoff. Dillon into the secondary and knocked down as he neared the 45. He got 8.
We talked about Willie Anderson, big size. Watch the way he moves. Watch the ability and the agility of a man 6'5", 340 pounds. And that's what Willie Anderson can do. I think they have the makings of a real good young offensive line here.
Rookie linebacker Dexter Coakley just disappeared underneath Willie Anderson on that last play. Now Dillon over the right side on first down, got 2. Randall Godfrey again there for Dallas.
Yeah, that's not Dexter Coakley's suit. You know, anytime you have a backer that he's not quite 6 feet and he's about 215 pounds, lightning fast, but you don't want him getting in that matchup, obviously, of having to do mano-a-mano. You know, battling somebody at the line with your hands. He's a guy that can run around and make tackles.
2nd down and 8 for Cincinnati.
Here they come.
Bringing the blitz. Esiason gets away. Looks over the middle of the field and completes it to David Dunn. A penalty flag comes in late, and Esiason tries to get his team up to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, he doesn't get it. He's going to be roughing the passer. And Shante Culver, he got Esiason and threw him down to the ground, but Esiason doesn't care. That doesn't bother him. He just wants to get up there and play ball.
Number 98 is the defense. 15 yards. First down.
You know, these fans are loving it. They love the fact they saw what happened to Boomer. Watch, he runs out here and he buys his receiver time. David Dunn. He avoids the blitz, avoids everybody, and then he finds Dunn right there. Now, he takes a shot by Carver. There's no big deal. No big deal.
Well, there's not much there at all. But that penalty brings the ball all the way to the 25.
It was because he threw the ball after 2 steps.
On first down, Cincinnati hands it to Kajana Carter. He got a couple over the right side. Kajana Carter was booed here in the Bengals' last game against Tennessee, and they're booing him again. Former #1 overall pick. That was back in 1995. And Corey Dillon, the rookie from Washington, has shot right past him.
Yeah, that's tough. And sometimes it just takes a new start. And it happens to a lot of guys. You come in high heralded, and when you're picked that high, then the injuries, and then a rookie comes in the next year and is playing better, but it doesn't mean he's a bad back.
On second down, Esiason over the middle. Kajana Carter to the 20. 5 yards short of a first down. Fred Strickland made the tackle for the Cowboys. You have to wonder with Kajana Carter, who is in the midst of a 7-year contract here in Cincinnati, what his future holds with a rookie like Corey Dillon. The Cincinnati Bengals believe they have a good one in Dillon. Good one this year and for years to come. They're down at 5 and a toss to Bieniemy. There's nobody out there for Dallas. Bieniemy toward the end zone and a touchdown.
Darnay Scott, the wide receiver, came in and sprung the whole thing open. He blocks down on the last man on the line of scrimmage, and Willie Anderson pulls out, and there's nobody outside to stop him. Well designed, well executed play.
A 91-yard drive helped with that penalty on Shante Carver, roughing the quarterback. And it's capped on the run by Bieniemy. And now the point after Pelfrey is good, and we are tied. There was nobody on the far side of the field for the Dallas Cowboys. Quick toss to Eric Bieniemy. And as he worked his way toward the end zone, he found the corner. And we have a 10-10 tie.
You know, we talked about all those crossing routes. Well, the defensive backs have to stay with them. But I want you to watch the blocks by the wide receivers. Right here, Darnay Scott, and right here, David Dunn. Bang. Nobody's here. There's Kevin Smith. He was trying to stay with the coverage for those crossing routes. He came right with him and says, I have to cover him. I got to take him all the way across the field. There's nobody left outside when they block.
And for Bieniemy, his longest run of the year and his first rushing touchdown of the season to tie this game at 10. Pelfrey a little better this time. Back from the 10, it's Herschel Walker. He gets to the 30, and that is all. Sam Shade was there to make the stop for Cincinnati. We asked the question, the Aflac trivia question. 4 Bengals have been chosen Rookie of the Year. Can you name them? Well, here they are. In 1968, Paul Robinson, AFL Rookie of the Year. The running back in 1969, Bill Berge, AFL Defensive Rookie of the Year, the linebacker. 1973, Booby Clark, the AFC Rookie of the Year. Rushed for 988 yards. And then Eddie Brown, one of the better wide receivers in Bengal history in 1985. A first down for Dallas in a 10-10 game. Out of the backfield, Sherman Williams meet Greg Myers.
Greg Myers read that all the way.
Free safety has the back out of the backfield. Over on this side of the ball, watch Greg Myers just close. He sees this thing getting set up from about 15 yards out and just has a beeline right for him with his helmet in his chest.
And a loss of 2. The crowd getting back into this game here in Cincinnati. From inside their own 30, delayed handoff. Williams over the left side. This time it's Steve Tovar.
Nice play by Tovar.
Working his way back from a reconstructed left knee a year ago.
Well, yeah, watch this. Tovar is actually on a blitz. Watch him come into the line of scrimmage, realize it's a run, and back out and find the hole. He comes up to Phil and says, nope, it's a run. Comes back out and makes the play. Nice adjustment.
2-minute warning here in Cincinnati. It's a 10-10 game, and for Dallas, a 3rd and 8 when we come back. You want, but here's pretty much the story for the Cowboys over the last 7 weeks. They've lost 5 of their last 7 games. Defense has been doing their job, but the offense scored 17 points or more only twice.
Joe, 9 of 14 games, they've scored 1 touchdown or less.
3rd down and 8. Blitz coming. Quick throw. Irvin fights his way for a 1st down across the Cincinnati 40. Tito Paul, along with Andre Collins, sandwiched Irvin for the stop.
Boy, nice throw, nice read, and nice adjustment by Irvin. Irvin on Tito Paul. He sees the blitz. Do you see how he went to the slant right off the line of scrimmage?
And now as the Cowboys tried a little bit of the Bengals action with a quick snap, penalty flags and whistles stop the action. And Troy Aikman is disgusted because his offense, and in particular Larry Allen, started too quickly. Little of their own sugar here, Bill, with the quick huddle and the quick snap.
Yeah, but see, if you don't practice it, it hurts the offensive line. They get out of rhythm.
That makes it 1st and 15. Back inside the Dallas 40. Typical rush. They flush Aikman out of the pocket.
Go deep.
He goes deep. He has Miller, and he throws incomplete to the sideline. And Aikman was close to crossing the line of scrimmage when he let that one go. Bo Orlando, the backup free safeties, was downfield for Cincinnati.
Aikman buys some time, and Miller does what he's supposed to do. When your quarterback has time, go deep. Someone has to go deep and continue a route. Get away from the defenders. Don't stay locked up on the defenders. Help your quarterback out some.
Dallas scored all 10 of their points in the 1st quarter. 2nd quarter belonged, at least it has to this point, to Cincinnati. They've tied it 10-10. 2nd down and 15. Blitz coming for Cincinnati. Aikman to this sideline. Miller again, incomplete. The diving try, and it was Sawyer, the cornerback, defending for the Bengals.
That was their nickel personnel there, and Sawyer was in. But actually, Sawyer has been in a rotation at the right corner. They've tried Tito Paul there, Corey Sawyer, Jimmy Spencer. That's one area that really needs shored up in the offseason. They've got to find either one of those guys to become the corner or have to go out and get one. But the reason they like Sawyer is because he's a gutsy guy. Not great speed, but a gutsy guy.
3rd down and 15. Aikman the pump fake, and he is sacked back inside the 30. Copeland gets up to celebrate. If it belongs to him, for John, it's his 3rd of the year.
Well, actually, what it was Brenton Buckner takes John Flannery and just drives Flannery, the guard, right back into Aikman's lap. I want you to watch Flannery right here, and Buckner just keeps pushing, and there he is, right on his lap.
And with the sack, the clock stops only momentarily, but now Cincinnati uses a timeout. They will get it back. 1:08 left in the half. We're tied at 10. To punt it back to Cincinnati. Greg Myers waiting deep for the Bengals. Not much of a rush. A penalty flag comes in on the rush, and a short punt, which rolls toward the sideline inside the Cincinnati 40.
Singer Mobley is going to get called for holding here.
And it is against Dallas, and we'll see if Cincinnati wants the Cowboys to repunt. It was an awful punt, only 35 yards.
Kicking team. That penalty is declined.
And because of that, they declined the penalty.
Down, Cincinnati.
So going with only a 35-yard punt, to the dismay of Joe Avisano, the special teams coach. And now Cincinnati in a 10-10 game. This is what Boomer Esiason lives for. The 2-minute offense, 56 seconds left, and 2 timeouts remaining for Cincinnati. They start with a backfield of Kajana Carter and Eric Bieniemy. On 1st down, they dump it off, and Carter incomplete, overthrown a bit.
Well, he had a hand on it. That was the screen they tried to set up. He had blockers out in front of him. It hit Carter in, maybe for him, the wrong spot, his hands.
So now 53 seconds remaining. And this offense, which has been cranking the last couple of weeks, over 1,000 total yards for Boomer Esiason and crew. Looking at 2nd and 10. Plenty of time over the middle. Hunden, first down inside Dallas territory. Kevin Mathis, the cornerback, makes the tackle, and here come the Bengals up to the line of scrimmage quickly. Quick snap count, and out of the backfield, Bieniemy can't make the grab. Didn't look like it was going to go for much anyway with Woodson right there. And we remind you that coming up with the Dockers Khakis halftime report, JB, Terry, Howie, and Ronnie will bring you all the scores and highlights from around the league. Don't miss our Fox Sports ticker with up-to-the-minute stats, all that and more on the Dockers Khaki halftime report. Antonio Anderson checks into the lineup for the Cowboys on the defensive front on 2nd and 10. Nice pocket for Esiason down the middle of the field. Darnay Scott, touchdown Cincinnati.
Kevin Smith had no help. He had no help whatsoever on Darnay Scott in the middle of the field.
And how about that throw, Bill Maas?
Perfect. You know, that's the thing. I mean, he didn't have help. He had to stay with him in coverage, and Boomer bought his receiver time. The rush didn't get there. Boomer sidestepped, stepped up in the pocket, and found Scott.
A quick strike for the Bengals, only 31 seconds on that drive, covering 62 yards. And now the point after by Pelfrey. It's a 7-point Cincinnati lead. The Dallas Cowboys jumped out in front in the first quarter by 10. It's been 17 unanswered points for the Bengals.
They have a little stunt here, but there's, watch him, steps up, buys the time, and there's nobody in the middle of the field. Rush didn't get there. Boomer steps up, and that buys Scott the middle of the field.
A 48-yard strike, and I mean strike, from Boomer Esiason. It's the 4th touchdown of the year for Darnay Scott.
Look, you have 2 deep here, and you have underneath coverage. Now watch. This changes. He takes to the middle of the field. Kevin Smith had Scott, and there's nobody there. There's nobody there, the referee.
The last time I was here in Cincinnati to do a football game was actually against Dallas, and it was the first start for quarterback Jeff Blake. He went on an incredible run after that, and now he has been unseated by Boomer Esiason. Blake was ineffective. Esiason has been anything but that. And now you hear quotes from club president Mike Brown saying, we're going to have to tear up Boomer Esiason's contract for next year, find money for him, and if he continues playing as well as he is now or anywhere close to it, he's got to be the starter here in Cincinnati.
Joe, and you're talking about a guy that got booed out of this stadium.
He was here before, booed away. Was with the Jets, with the Cardinals, now back with the Bengals, and man, is it working. Herschel Walker brought down just short of the 35, and with 20 seconds remaining, the Dallas Cowboys have the ball, have 3 timeouts, down by 7. We'll see what they want to do. Don't forget, coming up next, our Fox NFL Sunday doubleheader continues. The rematch of last year's NFC Championship game, as the Carolina Panthers need a win to stay alive. They take on the Packers, still shooting for home field advantage. They have a shot at it. That's coming up the second half of our doubleheader, except for those of you in Cincinnati and New Orleans. And the Dallas Cowboys and Troy Aikman will take a knee, and the Cowboys will head into the dressing room down by 7 at the half. What a turnaround for the Cincinnati Bengals in this wild first half. Down by 10, now up by 7 with 30 minutes remaining. The guys will be along in a moment. 17-10 Cincinnati. JB, Terry, Howie, and Ronnie will be along next from the Fox Television Center. We're at the half. The 2 teams are out of their dressing rooms on the field getting ready for the second half of play, and we welcome you back to Cincinnati, Ohio. We give you our highlight, which is brought to you by 1-800-COLLECT, and why not the last throw made by Boomer Esiason.
Well, heck of a connection for the 1-800-COLLECT. Watch them step up and buy time. That buys the receiver time. The man-on-man, one-on-one coverage downfield. Smith just gets beat by Darnay Scott. I mean, what a great throw, stepping up with people all around him.
And what we've seen as we've gone along, Joe Buck and Bill Maas with you, is now Dallas is starting to mix in some of the younger guys. They started pretty much with their regular lineup here this afternoon. They're starting to mix in some of the younger guys, and I have to ask the question that everybody's been asking around the league this year: what the heck is wrong with the Dallas Cowboys?
Well, you can point to a lot of areas, but I think the main area is their offensive line and the fact that they've lost a lot of starters off their Super Bowl team. You talk about 1995 and the Super Bowl team and the guys that were there. Hey, you take a look. Tuane's out, Newton's out. Derek Kennard, the center position, really hasn't been filled properly, so to say. And then you look at the rest of the offense, too. Darryl Johnson's out, Williams is out, Novacek's gone. Emmitt Smith has been injured. Haley has not been replaced. And he was a big asset to him as a pass rusher, playing that Elvin position. They lose Russell Merlin, and then the defensive linebackers are all gone. So you talk about, and then in the backfield is just Deion Sanders, and he's out today, actually. But Brock Marion, they lost Larry Brown, and
we'll just leave Larry Brown off the.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if he's there or not. But the thing about it is, you talk about what's wrong with them. I think that's it. The personnel has been lost and also hasn't been replaced properly. And then you look at the offensive line, and I think that's all your problems. The defense is pretty much the same. They're ranked number 2, but the offense hasn't been as productive. They don't have. We asked Barry Switzer, has this team lost his confidence? He said, heck yeah, they did. They lost the confidence because the offense isn't able to score when they've had the opportunity. And in the past, when they had the opportunity to score, they always did. And I think that's the biggest difference.
Barry Switzer said, heck, even I've lost my confidence. And here's a guy who's been as successful wherever he has been, whether it's collegiately at Oklahoma or in the National Football League with Dallas. And he's been at the top. And here he is struggling to get up for these final 2 games. A lot of these players in a situation they've never been in since they came into the NFL, getting up for games that probably don't mean anything the rest of the way.
And I think that's what he wants to find out. He wants to find out what guys will play when it doesn't mean anything, and what guys are actually just riding coattails. There's a lot of young guys that are riding the coattails of the Super Bowl champs, Aikman, Irvin, Smith, and these guys that have put in time. Also, Barry said, you know, everybody asked me, hey, what about these players? What's it like not playing in the postseason? He says, heck, I've gone 30 years. This is my first time without playing in the postseason.
Goen gets rid of it. This is Bieniemy from the Cincinnati goal line. Eric Bieniemy to the 25, and that is all. Bieniemy is met by a player just activated off the practice squad, Nate Hemsley. He made the stop, and we look at the numbers from the first half.
Yeah, and look at the time of possession right here. Dallas marching the ball methodically, doing what they have to do, but the difference being Boomer Esiason. Boomer Esiason and the passing yards, and he comes in and just lights it up and exemplified it on that last drive for the touchdown.
There was an enormous difference in Boomer Esiason in the first half. Started 0 for 3, finished 7 out of his last 10 with that touchdown throw. This is Corey Dillon. He gets to the 30, where he is met by Chad Hennings, a gain of 5.
Well, Chad Henne got rocked, too. Watch Milne. Watch Milne come in here and put it to Henne. This opens this play up. Bang, and there's the hole right there. Now Henning rebounds off it, takes a couple steps backwards, gets off the block of the fullback, and makes the play. But the difference being now it's 2nd and 5.
Out of the I formation, it's Dillon again. Cuts his way upfield, gets a first down, crosses the 40, where Brock Marion runs up his back.
And in the area of the defensive line, I want you to watch Chad Henne, 95. He stands up at the point of attack. Now, you can't stand up at the point of attack. Here he is. Watch, he's up and down. And when you see your helmet up that high, you're done. As a defensive lineman, when your helmet is up that high, you're done.
Here's Esiason to throw on first down. Dillon out of the backfield, who, by the way, on that last carry, got 11, Bill, and he is at 1,000 yards for the season. And today, Dillon is making only his sixth
that's unbelievable.
Start.
Joe, that's unbelievable. You talk about a guy. The only guy I can remember getting that much, that quick, I'd have to say would be Eric Dickerson. That was the only guy that comes to mind. Maybe in 7 games in his first or second year, he got off to a real quick start and had 1,000 yards in like 6 or 7 games. But Corey Dillon, in his 6th start to have 1,000 yards, that's phenomenal.
And you look at the Bengals rookie rushing records, and Ickey Woods is still at the top. Dillon is right at 1,000, and he'll try to add to it. He does a couple over the right side. He got to midfield. And you just, if you want to put it in perspective, you have a guy like Corey Dillon who is averaging just 4.9 carries a game through the first 8 games of the season. How much lost time is that? And how many more yards would he have if he were the guy a little earlier this season?
Well, if you take what he's done so far and you take that over the course of the season, it shatters what Eric Dickerson did to breaking the 2,000-yard barrier. That would put him up closer to 3,000.
Third down and a couple. Esiason throws, and it's incomplete. Hunden got a hand on it, and the incompletion means it's time for Cincinnati to punt. One final note about Corey Dillon. When you talk to Bruce Coslett, he'll tell you it's a little unrealistic, though, to expect that he would come in being the guy. There's so many other things you have to learn in the NFL, blitz pickups, whatever, and that's why he wasn't the starter early.
Picking up the blitzes. I mean, backs' responsibility, as much as it is to run the football, it's also to pick up that blitz.
Lee Johnson angles one toward the sideline. It heads toward the end zone.
What a punt.
And you talk about a beautiful punt as it is dropped out of bounds at the Dallas 3.
What a punt.
A 48-yard punt from Johnson, who earlier had a 66-yarder. Cincinnati gives it back to Dallas. Cowboys have it down by 7 early on in the second half.
Sunday is brought to you by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of the Super Bowl. By Microsoft, where do you want to go today? By American Express, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, American Express helps you do more. And by DVD Video from Philips Magnavox, technology for the heart, the spirit, and the imagination.
Welcome back to Cincinnati from their own 3. The Dallas Cowboys down by 7, set up. Aikman throws from the end zone. Michael Irvin was wide open, and he makes the catch for a first down at the Dallas 19.
You think they like that out pattern?
They've worked it a few times.
This is on the right-hand side of the field, but it's still the same matchup. You see the difference being right there? The difference being in the first half, Ashley Ambrose was over top of his feet. He planted his feet and break on that out. That time he tried to turn and bail on it and come back on the backside of it. That gave him the separation.
A season-high 8 catches for Michael Irvin on first down. This is Sherman Williams. A lot of heavy hitting going on down there as Ricardo McDonald was in on the stop along with Buckner.
Now Emmitt Smith is still in the locker room receiving some treatment.
IV fluids is the official word.
Yeah, I don't see how you get an IV, but he's probably getting some treatment on something. It's not very hot here to get an IV, but he got his 1,000 yards, his 7th consecutive 1,000-yard season, and he's in the locker room probably for the day.
Fourth guy in NFL history to do that, but it's Sherman Williams in the backfield now. He got 3 on that last carry. Now 2nd and 7. Here he is again. Touchback. Gets to the 30 and has enough for a Dallas first down. A couple of broken tackles in there, and Sherman Williams ends up with enough. He got 8 and a first down.
I think that's an area, too, that the Cowboys need to look at in the offseason is the running back position. Emmitt is getting up there in years. And you look and you look who's back there, and you have Sherman Williams, and his size and height is just about that of Emmitt. But I don't know if he's going to be durable enough to go as long as Emmitt can.
This is Sherman Williams out of the backfield of the 35. He got 4. He was joined in the backfield by Nicky Sualua, and they're getting a look at Sualua also here this afternoon. A thick fullback, 5'11", 257.
Joe, you talk about all the different spots for the Cowboys. I think one area that is solid is going to be over here, the left tackle spot, Larry Allen. I mean, that's their #1 draft choice, Renard Wilson, on a rush there. And, well, it's an offensive tackle against an outside linebacker, not a good matchup. But the fact that he can do it with linemen, linebackers, anybody, is quite a bonus.
Williams brought down in the backfield by Greg Myers. A loss of 5 on the hand of Sherman Williams.
Well, they just run right in. Watch Tovar come up here, and then you have every gap filled. And so Williams has to bounce it to the outside. See all the gaps filled? And then you get the safety support. Greg Myers comes up, and then all the gaps on that side of the line of scrimmage are filled. And when you talk about gap defense, gap control defense, that's exactly how you draw it up.
After the loss of 5, now 3rd and 11 for Troy Aikman. And the right tackle, Williams, moved too quickly. That'll cost Dallas another 5.
79, 5 yards. It's still 3rd down.
Eric Williams going to a Pro Bowl, and that's a guy that's kind of been under the microscope a little bit this season. You know, a lot of heat's been put on him as he's not played up to the way he's played in the years before, and not blocked as good as he has before. And then he gets a Pro Bowl ballot honor, and he took a thrashing in the local Dallas newspaper.
There are the penalties. Cowboys 5 penalties. This one makes it 3rd and 16. Aikman over the middle, incomplete. Stepford Williams.
Ambrose.
Well covered by Ambrose.
Watch Ashley Ambrose. Watch the way he covers here. I'm sorry, he's right here. And actually, Stepford Williams was never open.
Ambrose with great position, and now Toby Goen will punt to Greg Myers. Beautiful punt. Myers calls for the fair catch. A penalty flag on the play as Myers took it in at the 35.
Illegal man downfield. It happens so much on punt. The guys want to get down there to cover so quickly, they take off before the ball's punted.
Ineligible downfield on the
pretty good
kicking
field
team,
position, so you
number
decline it.
52. That penalty is declined. First down, Cincinnati.
So Cincinnati has it for the 2nd time this half, leading by 7. Good field position. Well, Bruce Coslett took over last year, and the team finished 7-2 under Coslett the rest of the way. A lot of expectations coming into 1997, and here's a team right now, a record of 5-9. What do they have to do over the offseason?
Well, if Bruce Coslett's going to be here, I think his emphasis has to be defensively.
Coming in with a 29th ranked defense. That defense just stopped Dallas, so Cincinnati gets it back, and Dillon gets back to the line of scrimmage where Darren Benson, a young player that the Cowboys are getting a look at, was there to make the stop. He played at Trinity Valley
Community College. Watch 91. He's a big guy, 6'7", 308 pounds. Watch him come off the blocks and get a hold of some jersey and hang on. I mean, that's what they want to do. They want to find out what they have. So in February, when free agency comes up and you start looking for the draft and you start building your team for the future, you know what you have and you know what you need to go get. So put these guys in game situations. Most of these guys haven't played. Darren Benson hasn't played much. Kavika Pittman, Antonio Anderson. Put him in there a lot and see what you got.
2nd down and 10. Esiason over the middle, incomplete, and nearly picked off. Well played and tipped away by Kevin Mathis. Mathis, another young player, a rookie from Texas A&M Commerce.
Brock Marion stepping over here.
And that's what you want. That's what you want out of your free safety. That's why everybody regards him as one of the best in the business.
Bill Bates now in the lineup at a linebacker spot for Dallas on 3rd and 10. And jumping too quickly is Leon Lett on the far side.
Yeah, I moved out the end. He slid out there to end in the nickel situation. Get him out there one-on-one with the tackle.
Number 78 of the defense, unabated to the quarterback, 5 yards. It's still 3rd down.
Bill, you talk about Leon Lett being in the best shape of his life. It's a good thing he came back after a year-long suspension last week. First game, 50 plays.
Yeah, that's amazing. And you know, I'm telling you, Joe, I talked to some friends and people that play the game, and everybody wants to say fresh legs. Fresh legs don't mean beans. That doesn't mean anything when you play like that. That was just an unbelievable performance.
3rd down and 5 for Cincinnati. Esiason to the sideline. Darnay Scott makes the catch for a first down to the 49.
How about Boomer? I mean, you know, everyone said he's old or he's got. I remember after '88 he had to get that surgery on his arm, and now people say he's old and he can't. His delivery is as good as it gets. He's got better delivery than Domino's. I don't know. It's there, though. And he can find people. He can find people across the field.
And now 1st and 10. Pump fake by Esiason down the sideline. Caught.
Did you see it? That's what I'm talking about. That's delivery. It doesn't matter if it's at 8 yards or 50 yards. He can deliver.
Kevin Mathis, the cornerback, never turned around, and Esiason laid it right on the hip of Darnay Scott.
That ball was thrown so precise. Watch where the ball comes down. That's pretty good coverage. That's not bad coverage at all.
They actually threw a flag on the coverage, which was declined, obviously, by Cincinnati, and they're right back up at the line, ready for action. That last completion, good for 32, a 1st down on the ground. Corey Dillon hops over one tackler and gets inside the 15. We go now for a McDonald's game break. Let's go back to JB in our Fox Television Center.
All right, Joe and Bill, you heard Ronnie Lott talking about how dangerous Barry Sanders can be. He had a 60-yard run that set up this 4th and 1. Could not do it. Minnesota still on top. A Detroit victory. And, of course, we know Dallas is out of the playoffs. Back to Joe and Bill.
All right, James Brown, thank you. Well, right now, Cincinnati leads by 7. 2nd down and 5 for the Bengals just inside the Dallas 15. Corey Dillon bouncing outside, looking for the end zone. Touchdown. Rich
Brom, Kevin Sargent. Great job by the left side of the offensive line.
For Dillon, that is his 10th rushing touchdown of the season. And 23 on the season for the Bengals as a team. And now for the point after, it's Pelfrey. And it's a 2-touchdown lead for the Cincinnati Bengals. It's 24-10 here in the 3rd quarter. This offense for Cincinnati has been rolling. Nothing new here this afternoon.
I want you to watch 2 blocks here. This is a tight end, Tony McGee, and this is Rich Braham, the guard. McGee blocks here, and Braham comes out and blocks Darren Woodson. Look at that hole. Also part of this thing, watch Hunden down here. Watch Hunden take Mathis, sells him downfield, turns him inside, then it's too late.
And with that, it was Corey Dillon into the end zone. After that, they played on the big screen here at the stadium. Dillon handing his jersey over to the Hall of Fame after what he did in the Bengals' last game against the Tennessee Oilers. A 246-yard day as we watch the kick taken in by Brock Marion. And a good return for Marion and the Cowboys across the 35. A return of 27 yards. The Dallas Cowboys head back to work offensively. Emmitt Smith back for Dallas. They're down by 14. Primary game, the Packers taking on the Panthers. Carolina still alive. The Cardinals and the Saints. 1st down for the Dallas Cowboys, down by 14. Aikman, the quick throw, and dropped. And that's Anthony Miller in his hands and dropped. 2nd and 10 coming up.
You know, there's some good spots and there's some bad spots. Again, Larry Allen, this is a good spot. Bang, fall, one-handed. Oh, you know what? Seriously, that would cause a guy to retire.
Well, it's a 23-year-old in his 2nd year. And he took a seat thanks to Larry Allen. Now 2nd and 10 after the drop. Emmitt Smith back in there, looking for room to run. Bad shoulder and all. He crossed the 40, where he met James Francis and picked up 7 yards.
I mean, there's some plays, you know, that you do. And when you get just manhandled like that, and you don't play this game long unless you've gotten manhandled once or twice. But when you got to go in and see your peers Monday morning, well, I mean, he just buckled his knees, crinkled them up, and then got him again. I mean, that's you have to go sit there with your peers on Monday, and they'll never let you forget that. Trust me.
3rd down and 3. Aikman to put it up. Pass is complete right at the first down marker. It was Anthony Miller working on Sawyer, and we'll see where they spot it. Looked like he got enough.
Yeah.
By about a half a yard. It's a first down for the Cowboys.
One thing the Cowboys got away from early, Joe, was the run. You know, they were chewing up the clock. They were making those long drives in the first quarter. They were running the ball. They came out and established the line. Remember, they were running over Larry Allen. They were going at that left or right defensive end spot. And they've gotten away from that now. And now that they've got the lead, it's going to be hard to play that kind of ball game for them.
Now on first down, Aikman just gets the play away. And to this sideline, picked off. Intercepted by Cincinnati. That's Corey Sawyer. His third of the year.
Well, he baited that. He baited that nice, Corey Sawyer did. You know, that was the deep out. Aikman had to throw all the way across the field. See, you're on this hash mark here, and you have to throw it all the way out. That's the deep out. Now, Sawyer sits back here watching. Right there. Now, watch the break. Steps right in front of the ball. That's a nice play. That's how you play it when you're a corner.
And more frustration for Troy Aikman. And more good field position for Cincinnati, up by 14 from midfield. Toss to Dillon. Over the right side to the 45. He got 5. Well, you talked about it earlier. Corey Sawyer's not the fastest guy, but he works at it. And that's why he got the start here today.
You know, it was speed and athletic ability and all that stuff. You know, it's good if that's what you want to look at to buy something, and a lot of teams do. But all you have to do for each and every position is just want it.
Dillon up the middle, breaks one tackle, is short of the 40 and might be just short of a first down.
You know, they always say there's more than one way to skin a cat. You know, all you have to do is find a way. No matter if you're really fast or you're not so fast, or there's always some way to win on the field. You just have to figure it out. And for each person, it's different.
This is the 12th start in the National Football League for Sawyer. It's his 3rd pick of the year. Bengals need to get the ball to the 40 for a first down, and they play action. A little change up. Again, Darnay Scott incomplete.
That looked like there was some contact back there.
And waiting for a flag, and there isn't one.
Yeah, again, you're going to see Kevin Smith. Watch the play action. Now watch all the linebackers come up. See them? They're all up around the line of scrimmage. Corners are up. Now watch right here. There's a push right there.
But again, really right through the hands of Darnay Scott. The incompletion makes it 4th and inches, and the Cincinnati Bengals will go for it. And they hand it Dillon. Corey Dillon, a first down, and more, spinning his way to the 30.
That was impressive. That was an impressive 10-yard run by the big guy. Watch the line of scrimmage. Now, this is defended pretty well. There's a missed tackle. There's a missed tackle. Here comes another missed tackle. And then right there's a missed tackle.
He started to spin and turn before Wendell Davis even got to him. Went right past him to the 30, a first down. And now the fumble on the toss, and good work by Kajana Carter.
Yeah, nobody really ever had a grip on that. Boomer didn't have a good grip on it when it came out from center. And then he tried to chuck it out there to Kajana Carter and took a bounce before he got it.
Fans boo Kajana Carter here. That's silly to boo him on that play. He is fortunate, and the Bengals are fortunate that he recovered it.
Well, I don't think they're booing him because of the play, Joe. I think actually that they're booing him. You see, he never had it right there. I think they're actually booing him because of the season, because so much was expected of him being a #1 pick, and then they wasted time on him, and then Corey Dillon comes in late and has played so good.
On second down, wide open, David Dunn, touchdown.
Middle of the field, Joe, again, wide open. Kevin Mathis had man-to-man coverage and just gave up the post. And it continues. Boomer Esiason is still playing the best of all the quarterbacks in the NFL.
Troy Aikman made the comment after last week's game, it's just tough to sit back and watch this team become a very mediocre or a very average team. Right now, they're not even playing that well. Pelfrey with a point after, and it's 31-10. 31 unanswered points put up by the Cincinnati Bengals, and Boomer's been doing this for 4 weeks.
Watch the middle of the field. Nothing.
Wide open, David Dunn, another touchdown, and the route is on in Cincinnati. On a cold day in Cincinnati, Boomer Esiason stays hot. You look at the length of his completions here this afternoon. Predominantly, the yardage coming with completions of 30 yards or more. And now Pelfrey kicks it away again. It's Herschel Walker from the 6. Looking for running room. He finds a little, crosses the 30. He is knocked down there. The tackle made by Steve Tovar.
You know, Joe, if Brock Marion had known that stat, that they don't throw between 21 and 30 yards, they're throwing deep, he would have stayed deep. Watch the safety and watch the middle of the field. Nobody's there. He bites up underneath, and the middle of the field's wide open on the post pattern.
During our break, while we were in commercial, as you watched Dunn into the end zone, really unmolested. Crowd here had the chant of Boomer. And it's been an amazing story for Boomer Esiason, much like that 3-week stretch he had last year with Arizona. Aikman throws to the sideline. It's incomplete. And it's Ashley Ambrose again on Michael Irvin. Ambrose has had a heck of a day.
Yeah, he really has. Last year, you know, he was voted by the players in the NFL as Defensive Back of the Year. Also went to the Pro Bowl last year. But played on a defense that changed with Dick LeBeau and really hasn't been the same. But today he's playing exceptionally well.
An injured player on the field for Cincinnati, and it's Ambrose down, getting the attention of the medical staff, the training staff for Cincinnati. He has worked hard here this afternoon. And now on second down, here is Sherman Williams. He got a couple over the left side. Ricardo McDonald comes up celebrating. Ambrose during the break got up and walked off. Tito Paul took over at that left cornerback spot for Cincinnati, and it's 3rd and 8 coming up for the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, and with Ashley Ambrose out, and as well as he's been playing today, primarily on Michael Irvin, you know, and you come back with a little run play. I mean, he's out of the game. You're down. Go after that position.
Now they've matched up Sawyer on the far sideline with Irvin. And it's Paul checking Anthony Miller. 3rd down and 8. The throw to the far side and dropped by Stepford Williams.
Catch the ball.
He had it in his hands. He had first down yardage. He dropped it. And Troy Aikman, who has thrown one interception, is now 1 for his last 6. You talked to Troy Aikman, and we did yesterday, and he doesn't want to come out and say it. But if you listen closely enough,
he can tell you everything he feels.
And he feels a lot.
Yeah.
And he is frustrated, and he is tired of the lack of discipline that his teammates have had this season.
And the lack of leadership from the players and the coaches.
Going, punts it away. A beautiful punt. Greg Myers from the 20 is
nice
drilled
hit by Billy Davis.
Billy Davis, a very good special teams player, one of the backup wide receivers for the Cowboys downfield to make the stop. And Cincinnati, leading by 21, takes over at their own 20.
Nice timing by Davis.
46-yard punt, 0 on the return because of the work by Billy Davis. But Troy Aikman is too much of a class guy and a professional to come out and say it. But he is an extremely frustrated player.
Well, you're right, John, and I think the fact of it is that, you know, it doesn't mean one person is right and one person is wrong. It's just a conflict of personalities. You know, you look at Troy Aikman, you know he's sound and fundamentally he's orderly. He carries himself, and there goes Ashley Ambrose off. Probably to take a look at the x-ray machine. But he's sound, he's orderly, and he does things in a certain manner, and he expects everybody else to live like that, and everybody else doesn't.
2nd down and 7 for the Bengals, who lead by 21. And they hand to Corey Dillon, who bounces it outside. And it is well played on the corner by Kevin Smith.
You know, staying along that same lines with Aikman, Joe, you talk about the season, and everyone knows, you can see it in the way he interviews how frustrated he is. But, you know, I played for a coach early in my career, coaches that were lackadaisical in the aspect of they put the onus of professionalism on you. And they expected you to prepare and for you to get ready. And then when a disciplinarian comes in later in your career, it's tough to adjust to.
Here's a penalty flag on pass interference as Kevin Smith climbed the back of Darnay Scott. And I'll tell you, Smith has played well, and he's one of the best corners, but he comes up with a lot of penalties along the way.
Well, that's the thing. Penalties like that and all the penalties, and that's what Troy Aikman is bothered by.
2 fouls on the play. We have holding, number 74 of the defense. We have pass interference, number 26 of the defense. Those penalty offset. Replay third down.
And again, we'll have 3rd and 7.
We'll take a look for the hold here. There it is. There it is, right there.
When you lift the shoulder pad off the person, you're gonna get called for it. But that's the penalties and the things like that. That's what's frustrated Troy. And Troy played for a coach early in his career that was very disciplined, very organized. And now you change coaches and it's a different approach. And you can't be happy.
Bengals really don't have to snap it before the end of this quarter, and it doesn't look like they will. Boomer's going to say, what happened? And then he'll say, oh, the 3rd quarter's over? Okay, no penalty flag. That means we're going to the 4th quarter. 2 teams will switch sides, and here we go. 4th quarter coming up. Fox NFL Sunday will continue after this from your local Fox station. Out as Cincinnati leads by 21. They have the football. We get ready to start the 4th quarter, and something that I mentioned during the Fox Watch during the pregame show, and something that Barry Switzer talked to us about last night. He said he talked to Jerry Jones the other day. Jerry Jones said, don't worry, Barry, 10 years you're still going to be with this organization. But he didn't say in what capacity. He didn't say as head coach, which further leads to the speculation that there'll be a change.
Well, every team needs a custodial engineer, and you think of the you know, you never know what's going to happen. But after this game, you have to take a look at that position and say what's going to happen now.
On 3rd down, Boomer Esiason buys time, scrambles around, throws deep, wide open, is done. Great recovery by Stoutmeyer, and he comes up with the interception. Just a bit underthrown. Dunn was behind Stoutmeyer, but Omar a chance to recover, and he comes away with his 2nd interception of the year.
Well, I'll tell you, that was as good as a recovery job by Omar Stoutmeyer that I've seen. To recover and then get in there and get the ball out as they're coming down, that was a heck of a play.
Down by 21. Dallas takes over. City as we play here along the riverfront. Just underway in the 4th quarter. The interception by Stoutmeyer. Dallas has it at their own 26. Anthony Miller, quick throw, perfectly placed by Aikman, and a 1st down across the Dallas 45. 19-yard completion.
Take a look at Boomer's numbers.
Remember last year when he was with the Cards out in Phoenix? He went on a 3-game run there, put up all those yards. These yards include today, and the yards are down, but the touchdowns are up.
Just threw his 2nd interception. 148 pass attempts this season. Big hit and the completion to Irvin.
Man,
Aikman was leveled by McDonald, and Irvin makes a leaping grab for a 1st down inside the Cincinnati 35.
Yeah, this is the trailer blitz. This is where one linebacker comes and the other follows him, and the back has to make a decision on who to pick up. Aikman knew he was going to get leveled, and he threw that heck of a ball to Irvin.
That is the 17th time Aikman has thrown to Michael Irvin today, and he adds to his season high. 9 catches now. Sherman Williams over the left side. And the safety, the strong safety, Sam Shade, up to make the hit and the stop after Williams got 4. Here's a guy who's starting to figure it out in the NFL, Sam Shade.
What's he figuring out, Bill?
He's figuring out how to play, Bill. He's a 3rd-year player from Alabama and a guy who stepped up and played well for Bruce Coslett. Likes the way Shade has played, and in fact mentioned him as a guy who at least deserved Pro Bowl consideration, but He will be on the mainland.
Yeah, he's right. He's strong safety, and he comes up, and he's got 8 tackles today.
2nd down and 6. Aikman to Irvin. Backing up, and he dropped it. Defending was Jimmy Spencer, and Aikman dropped what could have been a sure touchdown grab.
He's been thrown through a bunch today, but he's had about 3 that have been big plays that he just hasn't been able to pull in.
You know what he was thinking, making the catch and a little spin toward the end zone, and he forgot to take care of the first part. And now on 3rd down and 6, 4 wide receivers check into the lineup for the Dallas Cowboys, including Billy Davis. A toss to Sherman Williams. Williams gets near the 25, and we'll see where they mark it. Ashley Ambrose is back on the field for the Bengals, or at least out of the locker room. And short of a first down was Sherman Williams.
That's his x-rays. That guy right there has his x-rays. He's holding them up and taking a look.
His finger, it's an x-ray of his hand, I believe.
Yeah, see, he's looking at his thumb in there.
It's like, you take a look at it.
If you don't see a crack, put him back in.
And now on 4th and inches, down by 21, the Cowboys obviously go for it. Sherman Williams over that left side again, and he dives forward inside the 25 for a first down.
Yeah, when it's 4th and inches and you're going to run the ball, when you're the Dallas Cowboys, you're going behind 73. You know, the play before that, Joe, he pulled and was leading it down the sidelines. We've seen him pull out there in space and block little corners. We've seen him maul people at the line of scrimmage. We've seen him devastate defensive linemen and linebackers in pass protection. That's one area that is solid for the Cowboys.
First down with Sualua in the backfield for Dallas. Aikman will dump it off to Sherman Williams. Inside the 20, spun around and down at the 17 by James Francis.
You know, I think Aikman has confidence in some people, and some people he doesn't have confidence in. I want you to watch here. I don't think he has confidence yet in the tight end. I don't think he even looks at him. I think he looks at Irvin, and then he might check back and look at Miller. But look at this in the middle of the field. I don't believe he thinks that he's ready yet.
The floor wide open. But it was Williams, and Sherman gets it again. He is brought down inside the 15, right at the first down marker again.
You know, you've heard so much speculation about Barry Switzer, and I really like him. You know, I like him in the aspect that I believe he's honest. I believe he's honest in what he says before the game, after the game, in his comments to the press. We sat down with him. He was honest with us. You know, I think that the problem of letting the players be players and expecting them to be professionals, maybe you have to treat some of these younger guys like they're still in college. Maybe you have to be hard and disciplined on them in this league all the time. You see it's about 3 links short. But I think the one thing about Barry that I'm not sure about is when I look at every head coach in the NFL, I see a head coach that's selling something. Tony Dungy is selling the philosophy. Bill Cowers is selling that Iron Man tough thing. We're going to win it on sheer desire. You know, the 49ers and Mike Holmgren, they sell it on tempo and practice and the way to prepare. I'm not sure what Barry Switzer is selling. That's the only question I have on him.
3rd down and 1, and in the backfield, Williams is met. The ball pops out. They rule it down. And Williams, short of a first down, lost maybe half a yard, and it will be 4th down again.
There's nothing there. And you know what? They didn't go where they need to go on short yardage. They went to their weak spot, actually, at the right guard. They went over Flannery. The weak spot for this offensive line has really been the center and the right guard position when Allen hasn't been in there.
Crowd gets into it again on 4th and 1. Aikman with a throw. It's Herschel Walker, and he We'll wait for the ruling. They call him down.
That's a first
and then
down.
he made the catch. Even though the ball popped out, they ruled him down and a first down.
Yeah, Barry says it was down.
I'm anxious to see the replay on this.
Well, here it is. Ball, knee, down. Here comes the blitz by Sam Shade. And little Sherm Williams. I mean, that's how you have to go at that blitz. You have to take his. He didn't take his knees. He took his ankles out.
And now on first down, pump fake. Irvin into the end zone. Incomplete, out of bounds. So the Cowboys, who are 2 for 2 on fourth down on this drive, couldn't convert on a 4th and 1 on Monday night against Carolina. Keep this drive alive, and here's the last play.
Watch this. Watch where the ball is, and watch the contact right here. Is he pushed out? I can't see his foot work because of the people down there, but I did see him get pushed in the back. Watch. I want to watch his feet. Where are they? Oh, that's out right there. It's okay because his foot is out. Now, if it was inbounds, he got shoved, it would have been called a touchdown. Nice camera work.
Now second down and 10. Aikman in the end zone.
There
The
it is.
tight end, LaFleur,
There it is.
touchdown. What a catch. And maybe a little more confidence next time for the tight end.
And we haven't seen Troy actually find the middle of the field much for whatever reason. That's the first touchdown by a tight end this year. You saw today, you saw all the out patterns, you saw on the post, saw him try to go deep, but you really didn't see anything actually to the middle of the field. That's usually where you have your tight end.
So now the point after by Cunningham. Good snap, good hold, and the kick is good. So it's now a 14-point game, and you won't see a prettier catch by a big-bodied tight end than this.
Pretty good throw, too.
Most
Guy's the future right here, LaFleur. Rookie first-round pick. Watch him work the linebacker, but more importantly, watch where Aikman throws this ball, how perfectly he puts it. He puts it where only LaFleur can catch it. But this is from his point of view. Look at all the bodies in here, and look where he has to anticipate LaFleur coming. LaFleur is still not in the picture, and bang, all of a sudden he appears. That's what it's like for a quarterback to have to anticipate and to have to know where ball placement has to go.
Nearly a 6-minute drive, and with 8:51 remaining, Dallas is down by 14. Cincinnati will get it back, and they try the onside
There it
kick.
is. They got it.
And the onside kick is recovered by Dallas.
They got it.
And the Cowboys take over.
Great play.
It went 10 yards, and all Goen did was dribble it off the tee. The Bengals protest, but it belongs to Dallas.
Well, what they're protesting is they felt they got blocked up front before they recovered the ball. Watch. There it is. No, there's the 10-yard marker right there, and they wait for the ball to go 10 yards before they get it.
So the Cowboys have it back. Down by 14. Special teams working well for Dallas. Point, the Cowboys were kicking from the 35. Bill, it went 10 yards, but that's not what the Bengals are arguing.
Well, the Cincinnati's arguing that they were getting blocked before the ball went 10 yards right there. And that's what it is. You are not allowed to throw a block before 10 yards. And the Bengals thought that they got blocked before 10 yards.
So the Cowboys have it 1st and 10 from their own 45. Batted back and nearly picked off. Looking for Sherman Williams out of the backfield. It was Gerald Dixon who got his hand up and batted it backward.
He had Michael Irvin open downfield, too. Michael Irvin was matched up with the free safety, Greg Myers.
Irvin has had a big day and has had a lot of traffic, a lot of action. And now it's up to the Cincinnati defense to keep this cushion, a defense that struggled all season. 2nd down and 10 from their own 46. Blitz coming, Irvin, and great work in the defensive backfield from Sawyer. And he is hurt.
Yeah, oh, he's hurt.
He met Irvin and the ball at the same time, and now he's flat on his back.
That was close, too. He timed this pretty well. I thought he might have gotten there a hair early, but watch the break. That was timed perfectly. Oh, his own player, Greg Myers, is what gave him the shot right there in his shoulder. Let's take a look at it from a different angle. Aikman's been looking at a lot of passes downfield from that position.
So while we have a break here, we go for a McDonald's game break and back to JB in Hollywood.
Eagles trying to solidify their playoff hopes, fellas. Take a look at Ricky Waters capping a 7-play, 79-yard drive. Philadelphia now trailing by 3, trying to win for the first time this year on the road. Back to Joe Buck and Bill Maas.
Well, we talk about on the road, Joe. I mean, for the Cowboys, road's been disastrous for them as well. They went to Pittsburgh in the opener on the road and blew them out. And remember, everyone saying the Cowboys are back. They were 37-7. And now they haven't won a road game since.
Have not won a road game since, and here they are trailing by 14. In the fourth quarter with 8.5 minutes left, and a nice hand for Sawyer, who gets up, trots off the field. It was his own teammate, Myers, who came in and clipped him, drilled him on that great break on the ball, and Irvin for the incompletion. And here's Tito Paul again in the lineup for Cincinnati.
Hey, Joe, you talk to any defensive player that's played this game for a while. Most of your most severe injuries come from your own teammates. Ronnie Lott has a finger chopped off. It came from his own teammate while he was making a tackle.
Now 3rd down and 10. Bengals bring it over the middle. Anthony Miller, the catch, and he is dragged down inside Bengal territory with a 1st down at the Cincinnati 44.
Watch, they start off with a 3-man look, and then they go to a 4-man front, and then here comes the blitz. Andre Collins, and Aikman, protection is nice, and Aikman just waits for Miller to come across the field.
So now a 1st down inside the 45 of Cincinnati. Dallas down by 14. 8 minutes remaining in this one. Sherman Williams breaks one tackle. Down to the 30, inside the 30. Ricardo McDonald made the stop. James Francis upfield missed a tackle. And this is only the first half of our Fox NFL Sunday doubleheader. Don't forget, coming up, except for those of you in Cincinnati and New Orleans, here on Fox, a must-win for Carolina as they go head up with the Green Bay Packers or the Cardinals and the Saints coming up in the second half of our NFL Sunday doubleheader.
I think that Packers-Panthers game is going to be a heck of a game down in Carolina.
From inside the 30, a 1st down, and the throw. Urban fell down, and Tito Paul cannot come up with the interception.
Well, Michael Irvin, I mean, he's struggled today. You know, he's had Ashley Ambrose early all over him. He caught those outs early, but then he was covered up pretty good. We saw him trip before and keep his concentration. This time he just got tripped up on his feet. Right there, they get their feet tangled up. And, you know, he's caught all those balls and still hasn't had an opportunity to catch a touchdown.
Irvin, 9 catches on the day, only 2 in the second half. 2nd down and 10 for Dallas. Quick slant and nearly picked off by Paul again, as Anthony Miller, the intended receiver, could not hang on. 3rd and 10 coming up. And Troy Aikman telling him, keep going. Anthony Miller made his break and then stopped.
And I think that's an area that they questioned last week, too. I think Troy got mad last week by the play of Anthony Miller. And then you look at Irvin and you say, he's had the ball thrown to him 23 times. 23 times. When was the last time Michael Irvin had the ball thrown to him 23 times and didn't have a touchdown?
3rd down and 10. Aikman with a throw, and it is caught by Anthony Miller inside the 15. And that's enough for a Dallas 1st down, and that's his best catch of the day. Maybe one of his best of the year.
Yeah, and you see who's the first one to give him some skin on that? Aikman. Aikman said, that's what I need out of you. Catch the ball. Doesn't matter who's around. Doesn't matter if you're going to take a hit. Catch the ball.
Miller with his 7th catch of the afternoon, and now a first down for Dallas. Trying to make this a game again. This is the tight end LaFleur. Is it his second touchdown? It is. Touchdown Dallas.
Set up very nicely by Anthony Miller.
And just like that, with the extra point pending, the Dallas Cowboys climb back into this game.
Anthony Miller was lined up on the outside. He came into the middle of the field, taking the DB with him, and that freed up the outside, which LaFleur got open.
So after recovering the onside kick, here's Richie Cunningham for the point after, and it's a 7-point game. The Dallas Cowboys have scored 2 touchdowns in 2 minutes 24 seconds. They both have been hookups between Aikman and LaFleur, and all of a sudden it's a 7-point game. Dallas Cowboy offense rely on a good tight end with Jay Novacek, hoping to find one in David LaFleur. He has 2 touchdown catches today, and now Richie Cunningham kicks it away. Kajana Carter from the 5. He slides down at the 15-yard line.
The fans will love that one.
What in the world was that?
Man, that's what the fans, that's what everybody here's thinking.
First of all, Kajana Carter is back there for the first time today, and this is just ugly.
Maybe he sees a body here, then he thinks he's a quarterback. Oh boy, that's bad. That's about as bad as it gets.
And Kajana Carter comes over to the sideline with his palms to the sky. I don't know how you can explain that one, but avoiding contact and sliding down. The ball is resting at the Cincinnati 14. And now the tight end Battaglia jumps too quickly, and things are exploding right in front of the Bengals here in the 4th quarter.
Let's go back and take a look at that touchdown. Watch LaFleur. I want you to watch what happens here. A little crossing pattern. Watch Miller come in and LaFleur come out. Now, Gerald Dixon, 51, never stays with the tight end. And you know, when you have 3 catches on the day and 2 of them are touchdowns, something to be happy about.
A good day for David LaFleur and the Cowboys trying to get something out of that position. Now 1st and 15. Play action. Esiason gets rid of it and through the hands of Brian Milne, the fullback.
Nice job by Shante Carver, not biting on the run. Not biting on the play action and staying with the bootleg and staying with containment, which is his primary responsibility on that play.
Now 2nd down and 15. Cincinnati's lead, which at one point was 21, is now only a 7-point lead.
You know, Joe, and yeah, 7 points in your 4th quarter and the backups aren't in. All your starters are in.
Esiason dumps it off, and it's dropped by Dillon. Boomer now 0 for his last 3 with an interception.
Yeah, and the Cowboys are trying to show Dick LeBeau how you run the zone blitz. Watch Leon Lett, watch him drop out, and then watch your linebackers come. There's Fred Strickland, there's Randall Godfrey, and there's all the pressure, and that disrupts the whole play. That's zone blitz.
Plenty of time left, over 6 minutes, and now 3rd and 15 for the Bengals. Look that time that Shante Carver jumped too quickly trying to get after Esiason.
Last start, number 77.
And
they got Kevin Sargent.
Tackle Kevin Sargent, which will march the Bengals back closer to their own goal line.
You know what? That's some pretty good eyes by that head linesman or that referee, whoever called it. Because you can see that a lot. You can see that if you look close enough on the offense, you see that right before the snap by a lot of offensive linemen. Just that little flinch. I mean, they're out there. They've got a job to do and a responsibility on a big play. And a lot of them have that little flinch. It's not called often.
Now 3rd and 19 for the Bengals. Leading by 7. Esiason steps up, gets it to Bieniemy out of the backfield, and he's knocked out of bounds way short of a first down. Kevin Smith there to make the stop for the Cowboys. And the Dallas Cowboys are going to get the ball right back.
Yeah, there was really nothing there for Boomer downfield. He stepped up to avoid some pressure and just had to go to the outlet pass and hope that Bieniemy could make something really out of nothing.
And he bought his punter Lee Johnson a little more room. Will receive the snap back near the Cincinnati goal line. Low kick, line drive kick, and it's taken in at the 45-yard line by one of the blockers. Yeah. That was Wendell Davis, who was coming downfield to try to block for Mathis.
Well, it was such a bad punt. You know, and actually the punt hit him as he was downfield on the flyer.
So here comes Aikman in this Cowboy offense, and we remind you that coming up next, our Fox NFL Sunday doubleheader continues with a rematch of last year's NFC Championship game as the playoff-bound Green Bay Packers head to Carolina to take on the Panthers. Or some of you will see the Cardinals taking on the Saints. That's for all of you except those in Cincinnati and in New Orleans next on Fox.
And for Green Bay, you know, they're playing for home field advantage throughout the playoffs. And for Carolina, they're not only playing for a chance to get into the playoffs, but they're playing for revenge. They left that NFC Championship game last year embarrassed, each and every one of them.
Sherman Williams still in the backfield for the Cowboys. First down from midfield for Dallas. Sherman Williams ahead of steam into the secondary. Knocked down by Shade at the 35. Brought down eventually at the 33-yard line of the Bengals.
And this is where it starts to get interesting, Joe.
I would say.
Watch the fullback lead here. Watch the down block and then off. Nice job by Flannery. Nice job by John Flannery. He got the double team on the nose and slid off on the backer. That was a huge hole.
A run of 16 yards for Williams. Now first down. It's Sherman Williams again. He has been a workhorse in this game. He's to the 30 where he picked up 3.
Now Cincinnati, the Bengals, 31-10, and maybe they thought it was over a little early, Joe. Maybe they took the Cowboys falling apart and the wheels coming off the wagon and all that stuff a little bit too serious and didn't put enough emphasis on still, hey, these guys are still players and there's still a lot to them.
Showing that they're still proud athletes. Second down. Aikman to throw. It is picked off by Cincinnati. Corey Sawyer again. His second of the day.
Yeah, now, and Aikman had Irvin. Now, Irvin saw the safety step in front of him, and he actually stopped and was going to come back outside. But as he did that, Aikman had already released the ball. Watch. He wants to stop right there. You see him stop? He was going to come back outside away from the linebacker, McDonald. But as he stopped to come back out, Aikman had already thrown it to where Irving should have been.
And now with 4:10 remaining, Cincinnati gets it back. From the 12, Corey Dillon, not much. And this Dallas defense has certainly picked it up in this fourth quarter.
No, well, if they play like they played the last series, they can get the ball back and do it all over again.
Michael Irvin still with his hands on his hips, wondering what the heck happened. Timeout down on the field. We'll take a break under 4 to play. Second and long when we come back.
They're at opposite ends of the bench
here this afternoon. 2 touchdown passes, both to the tight end David LaFleur. With the Cowboys down 7 and moving downfield, the last one to Sawyer hurt Dallas. Second down and 9, Bill. Keep it on the ground with Dillon. Trying to get to the corner.
Nice
Brought down from behind. It was Broderick Thomas who climbed his back as Dillon got to the 15, maybe the 16. And the Dallas Cowboys will spend their second timeout. The Dallas Cowboys have 1 timeout remaining. Cincinnati facing 3rd and 6 when we come back.
Been down here on one side of the bench and Michael Irvin down at the other side of the bench. And you know, actually Friday, Aikman walked off the field at practice because his wide receivers were running the wrong routes.
3rd and 6. Bieniemy out of the backfield has a first down for Cincinnati. Huge play on 3rd down. Dallas only one timeout remaining, and it's Bieniemy out to the Cincinnati 35.
And how could they not be ready for that? Because it was the last 3rd down. They tried the same exact play. Here's the blitz right here. There's the blitz by Woodson. That was Darren Woodson on the blitz, and there was no safety help after that. Now, before they had a safety out there, and Darren Woodson came up and stopped Bieniemy. They blitzed him that time and lost him.
Now 1st down. You expect them to run the ball. They do with Dillon. Corey Dillon cuts it back to the middle of the field, where he picked up 2. And the Dallas Cowboys spend their final timeout. And Barry Switzer is hot after that last 3rd down completion to Eric Bieniemy. Emmitt Smith and company, that offense, which has been red hot in this 4th quarter, now just resting, hoping that the defense can get the ball back for this Dallas offense. The Cincinnati Bengals. Dallas, no timeouts remaining. 3.5 minutes left in this one, and the Dallas Cowboys threatening to fall to 6 and 9.
Look at Michael. He's standing down here. That's about the 30-yard line. His teammates are all down the other direction.
2nd down and 8. The toss to Dillon. Breaking tackles, but made the mistake of being forced out of bounds, which will stop the clock short of a 1st down. He got 6. 3rd and 2 coming up.
And he's closing in on setting the rookie rushing record or the rushing record in a season for the Bengals.
Ickey Woods, as we showed you earlier, holds the record, and Corey Dillon is working on another 100-yard game. He's over 100 yards, and he hasn't slowed down. He has 118, and there it is again. Michael Irvin is away from his teammates back at the Cincinnati 30.
You know, this 3rd down's big for the Cowboys defense. Get off the field right now, and you've got enough time to get right back in this ball game.
And because it is a big 3rd down, Cincinnati will spend a timeout. They have 2 timeouts remaining with 3:26 left in this one. So Esiason over to talk it over with Bruce Coslett, Ken Anderson, and others over on the sideline, facing a 3rd and 2. Corey Dillon with that remarkable game. Their last effort, 246 yards against Tennessee. Ickey Woods, the Bengals rookie rushing record for a season, and Ickey Woods, well, was he the talk of 1988 and everything he did in that season. He ran for over 1,000 yards.
He danced for about 150.
Corey Dillon needed 125 yards coming into the day to overtake Ickey Woods, and he's up to just under 120. So that will fall before the end of the year, but right now he's hoping for 2.5 yards. It's 3rd and 2 for Cincinnati.
Here they come. It's coming back outside.
And it's Dillon outside. 1st down for Cincinnati.
You could see that so far away. As soon as Cincinnati started the motion of the wide receiver back into the line of scrimmage, you knew they were going to come outside. Watch. We have motion this way by the wide receiver, and then Sargent comes outside, and there's nobody here to fill.
Corey Dillon now has that Bengals rookie rushing record for yardage in a season. He has 127 for the day.
And now you start dying a slow death.
Dillon again trying to add to it. He got back to the line of scrimmage. That was it. Fred Strickland made the stop for Dallas. Remember, the Cowboys have no timeouts remaining. One more 1st down, and that would just about do it. There are the numbers for Corey Dillon. 1,069 yards, and as we pointed out earlier, only his 6th start of the season here today.
You know, in the Cowboys, you know, you talk about the season, you talk about frustration after that play. Look where everybody is here. They're all just sitting on the bench waiting for this thing to end. And that's always a sign. You know, all the Bengals guys are up. You know, they're scoring points. They're having fun.
The toss to Dillon. Penalty flag on the play as Dillon got near the 40. He picked up 8, but it's likely coming back.
Kenny Blackman drug down Darren Benson, and they're going to bring this thing back and replay the down
Number
from
66 in the offense.
10 yards deeper.
10 yards. Repeat, second down.
Well, there's still time to get right back in this game. There's plenty of time left.
2:32, but no timeouts remaining. Cincinnati needing, in essence, one more first down to ice this thing, but now they're staring at second down and 20, so they can get the ball back. Michael Irvin now over on the sideline has been joined by Anthony Miller. Those two are standing away from everyone else. Second down and 20. Kajana Carter. Not much over the left side, and it will bring up a third down and 18. Shante Carver made the stop, and they're still booing Kajana Carter.
Well, the clock's running, but they're going to take this play down as far as they can. Got about 25 seconds left to go on the play clock, and
this will take us to the 2-minute warning.
Yeah.
And there will be 2 minutes remaining in a 3rd and 18 for Cincinnati after the break. Dallas has a chance to get the ball back. 3rd and 18 coming up for Cincinnati when we return. Well, the 3rd and 18 here in Cincinnati, and you would expect the Bengals to keep the ball on the ground. Dallas figures to get the ball back at some point without any timeouts remaining and down by 7. We'll see if the Bengals do indeed keep it on the ground, or with a record of 5-9, they say what the heck and air it out. 3 wide receivers set for Cincinnati. They put it in the air. It would likely be a safe throw. They keep it on the ground. They give it to Bieniemy. He gets across the 50 short of a first down. And it's time for the Bengals to punt, and they will let the clock run down as far as they can, about another 32 seconds. So the Cowboys will get it back with over a minute remaining, down by 7. No timeouts left for Dallas.
they're going to let this thing run all the way down. There's still about 15 seconds left on the play clock.
There's the play clock in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen, and they will let that run down. Might just let it run out. Take either the 5-yard penalty. We'll see what Dallas wants to do with that. But there is minute 11 left in this one. And the delay of game will march it back 5 yards.
Yeah, I don't, it'd be a heck of a good time to get a punt return for a touchdown, wouldn't it?
Well, Kevin Mathis is the man back there. The Dallas Cowboys have Mathis back there, who has not returned a punt for a touchdown in the NFL. This is where they miss a guy like Deion Sanders.
Good punt.
Good punt, and it is tapped down for the Bengals right around the Dallas 10.
1 minute left.
It will be marked down at the 10 with exactly 1 minute remaining in this one. Dallas to the field, down by 7, no timeouts.
And 90 yards to go.
90 yards left for Troy Aikman, and there was a little friction over on that bench after that last interception by that Dallas offensive squad, and now they have to come back together, go back on the field, and try to move down the field to tie this game.
You know, one thing Dallas has been able to do all game from the onset of the game is run the outs. And this is where they have to run the outs to stop the clock.
Cincinnati has Ashley Ambrose in the lineup, back on the field. 3 wide receivers set for the Cowboys, who throw on first down. Aikman throws short, and it's complete to Miller, who hops out of bounds with a first down at the Dallas 23.
Yeah, that's what they have to do. They have to keep working the sidelines with no timeouts left. It only took 8 seconds for that play, and they got about 12 yards on it. Now they're keeping the tight end Jorgensen in the backfield as actually a fullback. He's back there to help out on any kind of breakdowns that might occur in the offensive line.
We remind you this game is presented by authority of the National Football League and is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or the use of this telecast without the expressed written consent of the Bengals and the National Football League is prohibited. A first down inside their own 25. Aikman the pump fake and incomplete. Had heavy pressure as he threw incomplete for Sherman Williams. It was Javon Langford in his face. We remind you the second half of our Fox NFL Sunday doubleheader coming up. Green Bay visiting Carolina to take on the Panthers, who are still alive, and the Cardinals taking on the Saints, except for those of you in New Orleans and in Cincinnati. Second down and 10 for the Cowboys.
Bruce Coslett encouraging that defense. Pick it up. Get that pass rush going. Shut them down and secure this win for us.
It will be the 51st pass attempt of the day for Troy Aikman. Over the middle, it's Anthony Miller, but he is dropped down at the 29. No timeouts remaining.
Gotta get up on the line of scrimmage and down this thing.
Coming up on half a minute left.
Nobody looks too excited to get in position. Line up.
This is taking far too long. Absolutely zero energy.
It just took 20 seconds to do that.
Aikman throws to Sherman Williams.
Get out of bounds.
To get out of bounds, or this game's going to end. Sherman Williams did not get out of bounds.
Exactly what
the ball will be down at the 45-yard line. Coming up on 5 seconds left, and the penalty flag as Troy Aikman spiked the ball before the Cincinnati Bengals got on the other side of the line of scrimmage, and there's only 4 seconds remaining.
Exactly what Aikman talked about. The things that bother him, the things that frustrate him, the lack of discipline and the mistakes. He couldn't get his offense lined up. Took about 20 seconds to do it, just to down the ball. That should be routine. Everybody should know that. Then when you throw the ball out, you get the ball out of bounds. Do not cut back into the middle of the field.
Barring a defensive penalty, this should be the final play of the game.
Trips at the top of the screen in a bunch.
Hail Mary coming up with 4 seconds left. Aikman airs it out toward the end zone. Jump ball time. And it is incomplete. Game over. Bengals win. Cincinnati wins it. A final of 31-24. The Cowboys fall to 6-9. And the Cincinnati Bengals with a 6-9 record as well. We give you our Energizer play of the game, and we talk about a guy they've been talking about here for a few weeks now, Corey Dillon.
That's about as nice as it gets, and the job of the guys that did up front and the way they played over the last 4 or 5 games has really been something else.
So for Bill Maas, this is Joe Buck. So long from Cincinnati, a 7-point win for the Bengals. Stay tuned. Second half of our doubleheader coming up next.